Hello and welcome to the Irish Hunting Podcast, the no bullshit podcast for the outdoor enthusiasts. If you're into hunting, fishing, fine wines and even finer foods, you've come to the right place. So pull up a chair. Hello and welcome back to the Irish Hunting Podcast. On this week's episode number 54, we will have none other than John Butler, the chairman of the NARGC C. He's going to be on telling us what it takes to set up a gun club and how you can get it affiliated with the NARGC C. On this week's Let's Talk Gear segment, we have Spartan bipods. We will be also launching our new addition to the podcast, which is the Hunter's Kitchen. As well as all, we will be bringing you a roundup of news and events from around the country. Hope you all enjoy. Anthony Grogan, how are you getting on, lad?
And we're back. It's almost like yesterday where we're sitting here
Getting handy at this.
drinking. And we're not eating here, we're just drinking.
Just drinking, yeah, honest to God. I'm only after having a Jesus Italian now, so it was actually grand now, I have to say.
I've had no dinner so far.
Did you not, lad?
No.
Why not? Are you still
Didn't
doing
have
that?
didn't have time.
Did you not?
Did not have a fucking minute. So
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to sort that shit out. I had an Italian now of eating dirty. It was alright.
Nice.
Nah, it was alright.
Yeah.
It's alright, man. I just said to myself, like, and it not being mean, man, the price of everything's gone to fuck. Like
Yeah.
3 dinners out of it, like just 3, like, 3 dishes and 3 chips, like €54. Mad, isn't it?
And you'd probably pull together something a little bit nicer yourself.
You would, yeah, you would, 100%.
Yeah.
But like that time, and it's getting close to shopping. Thursday in our house wouldn't be a great day. There wouldn't be a whole
No.
pile there.
Yeah, the shopping actually comes on ours on a Thursday. The Tesco's
Oh yeah,
delivered in the door, and
proper job.
yeah,
Yeah.
unloads the. But man, it's like you want to see our house. It's like fucking, like
Ants.
Roadrunner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Meep. There's a lad gone with something out of the fridge. They just never stop
Doing
eating,
that.
man.
That's good.
Which is
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
That is good, man. Yeah. Had a bit of venison this week.
Did you?
I had it twice actually. I had a roast on Sunday, and that was absolutely gorgeous. God, I love that. And then you have the bit left over, and you use that for your with your lunch. And
Yes.
I love that, man. Absolutely gorgeous. And then I had burgers last night.
Nice.
Very, very nice. Yeah,
Burgers are
delicious.
nice.
Oh, gorgeous. Absolutely
Yeah, we've
gorgeous.
had some of
man.
them.
Yeah. Did you? Yeah, they're nice.
Well, Tom Sanford's burgers, are
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Correct and right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just they're nice.
Savage.
Serious stuff.
Yeah.
What's been going on? Any hunting we out?
Small bit here and there. Where the hunt for Jeffrey goes on. I was up at the gun club just the other night, just having a small wander around, and brought the rifle on the shoulder, and had an hour or two, an hour and a half maybe. But yeah, loads and loads of track, loads of sign, loads of everything bar the big man himself.
Yeah, serious. Yeah.
But look, and like that, I'm just going to have to keep dipping in and out and keep trying. As I said in the video, it's all about trying to become a slightly better hunter than you were last year. You know?
Yeah,
I think that's just all it is. I'm no expert in it, but I'm hoping that by failing loads and loads of times that I'll eventually win.
I think
one.
that's how it works, isn't it? Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely. Yeah. It was great to get out.
Yourself?
I was out. When was I out? Yeah, I actually was out a good bit. Yeah. I went out Sunday morning after a deer. Myself and Yanis and Big Mac.
Yeah.
Did a good bit of a walk, and no joy. Seen plenty of hinds, but didn't get anything obviously. But you were going to say something?
I was out Sunday as well. Sure.
Oh, you were too. Yeah.
I can't remember even what day it is, man.
I know. It's all mushed into the fucking one.
But yeah, we were supposed to be hunting miles apart, and then we ended up probably hunting beside each other. I wasn't feeling great actually Sunday morning, and wasn't going to go. I've been on the kind of a just energy wise and trajectory wise, just on a bit of a downward trajectory. So kept it local. I wasn't going to. I said if I go out and if I get an hour out of it, then when you get up and you start moving, and
not too bad.
It was lovely actually Sunday morning, wasn't it?
Savage, gorgeous. Yeah, good
so
frost.
Kind of gives you a little bit of a lift, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's still, look, same story, seen fucking nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys, you've seen a few, yeah.
Plenty of hinds. Giannis heard too. He reckons there was definitely a couple of stags fighting. You could hear the clashes out, and we said it was unbelievable in heavy. Now remember there was an immersible fog as well.
Yeah.
And then they were in top of a fairly newish kind of wood. So you couldn't see them, but you could hear it. No, I didn't, but Giannis did. Myself and Big Mac, we headed up one day, and like that, man, tracks. My God, anything like them, unbelievable. And it was gas because it was a dinger of a frost, and so the top layer of the ground was frozen, like, you know, but it's still kind of wet, obviously, underneath it.
Yeah.
But you could see the fresh tracks.
Yeah.
You could tell them so clearly apart because the frost was gone off them, you know.
Yeah.
So no, it was great, man. It was great to get out, savage to get out. Now,
deadly, yeah. Actually, I took a little video like that. You could see every now and again a fresh track, or but yeah, it's there's nothing as you kind of feel. It's like a little flashback to the days gone by, isn't it? You know what I mean? You can imagine how people used to do it years ago, when they really had to track, like really had to. Your life depended on it.
Yeah.
So it gives you a little bit of an insight into that.
Yeah.
And obviously we, as hunters now, are slightly lazier versions of our previous generation. So you know, with all technology and so on. But it's cool. It's cool to go back to that a little bit and have a little bit of an insight into how they used to do it.
Yeah, no, definitely. That was deadly, man. Yeah, it was absolutely class. But like that, I didn't get anything. But of course, 1st November's running around the way, and it'll just be interesting to see, will it be the stereotypical 1st November, not a fucking hind to be seen anywhere.
There's in true hind fashion. Rut's over. I'm out of here.
I'm out here. Good luck.
Yep.
So it should be interesting. Went out after Fox then on Tuesday night. That
was a cool little video actually you put up. Yeah, it was steady.
Good to get out again. The same story. Like people probably seen the video. Left here and it was kind of going up the road. Last minute thing, going up the road. And actually the deciding factor was I'm going to turn on the scope. If there's battery in it, I'll go. If there's not, I won't. Turned it on. Battery was full. It was kind of like fuck. Am I going out? But into the van, up the road, and then you started seeing patches of it was like, I thought it was like, I was kind of praying it was smoke, because it was very calm night, cold night, so I was like, I think it might be just smoke, and then no, it wasn't, it was fog. Crept in, we headed up to an area of a maize field that was only after been cut. Walked in, it's kind of like a sort of a dog leg field, you go down and it hangs to the left. Walked in first, had the terminal, saw nothing, walked down around the corner, on the terminal, 4 foxes. Not cubs, foxes. Good sized foxes out in the field, man. Shot the first lad. I don't think I even I thought I did send you that video, but I didn't. I think I sent you one of before that, or the lead up to that.
Yes,
one.
Yeah.
And shot that lad, and you can see as clear as that, man. He absolutely folds, like it's, you know, he just and folds on the ground. So then that was it. Took a shot at another one then, but it clipped him, but didn't get him right, so he was kind of moving. Yeah. So I headed off down and had to kind of follow him, you know, because I wouldn't, you know, horrendous to leave him. So I headed down anyway, got him, didn't have to go too far, got him up, but he walked directly like straight from where I'd shot the first one, and then had to turn right because he headed back up the field, back up towards the road. So I headed back up there, saw him, got him, shot him. That was the video, the one you can see.
Yeah.
He came in very close. Shot him anyway, and then do you think I could find the other one? No. Even with the fog, man. Even with the terminal.
Yeah.
I could not find him, man.
Yeah.
100% he was there. And then I was going up and down even with the torch. I couldn't find him, and then the fog just rolled in. It was horrendous. So that was it. I just
put a good night on.
Savage night. Down, savage, man. Yeah. It's the first bit of proper foxing I've done in ages.
Yeah, and you miss it. I was just thinking about it the other day, because doing so much deer stalking, and we wouldn't be commercial deer stalkers or anything like that. We wouldn't be into that. And look, not nothing against it, but I like the diversity of hunting, you know, like the keeping a little bit on bold and back, trapping a few magpies in our problem area for a couple of farmers close by and stuff like that. But there's I like that kind of dipping in, you know. And obviously I have to get my 3-0 on the pulsar, and then I want to start doing the test switching between zeros and stuff like that. So I want to be able to. I think we're talking about going on a range pretty soon, and then I'll be able to switch over, make sure they're holding 0.
Yeah,
and then I'm confident then, happy enough then that I can go out and switch on my night vision and then switch it back on if I do fancy a deer, which would be cool to do. But Yeah, I miss it, man. Even Yanis rang me the other day, see you do a bit of fox shooting, and I was there. When when they have the night vision, it's hard to go back to the old lamp and stuff.
Yeah,
it's just too lazy.
Oh, definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
And
yeah, so I said to him, most definitely, I think we'll have that done next week. I'm taking a couple of days off anyway next week.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do it anyway, get that sorted, and hopefully my rail for the CZ will be down as well. So I can get kind of all three done.
Oh, did you get a rail for the CZ, did you?
Yeah, because I can switch from the night vision then from that over onto the...
Oh, deadly.
And obviously on the pulsar then you have a separate profile then for your CZ.
Yeah.
So you switch it on, bang on, and then away you go.
I actually keep forgetting to ask you about the CZ. Have you used it much at all? Or?
Fuck all.
No, very little, yeah.
Fuck, I used it, what did I use it on? A couple of rabbits.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 rabbits, man.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was it, was it? Yeah. No, I was just wondering about that. Yeah. Savage it, yo.
Yeah, like, I brought it out a couple of times when me and you were out.
Yeah.
But other than that, like that, I've been holding off for the fucking rail and
yeah, exactly.
The guys up in Orbal Shinny are due to send it down to me, so fingers crossed it comes this week and I can get it on it, and then I can just bring the 2 rifles, get all three set up, the three setups set up, and then I'm good to go.
You're good to go, yeah, definitely. Be no shortage of rabbits in the freezer then, lad.
Absolutely, I can't wait. There's actually a good few down beside me, so it'd be nice to be able to tip out and
get a couple. Yeah,
I'd love to be able to just go and, especially with the game fridge now and stuff, go and the pressure's off. You can go in and hang a couple up.
Yeah.
Leave them there till tomorrow. You're not under pressure to do all the
100%. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah.
It's gonna. I'm gonna enjoy that and kind of just the real kind of feel the fork stuff.
Yeah.
Similar to there. There's nothing. There's nothing like your own. Just being able to walk out and...
Oh, man. I even sent you a video the other day, and like my daughter, like Hannah's only 5, but she'd be picky, like, as a
brilliant.
lot.
It was brilliant.
It's still like, and I have a video of her, and she eat the venison roast, man, and it was like chocolate. She was absolutely moaning into it, And I says, which do you prefer? Chicken nuggets? Like, chicken nuggets are like God to her. Like,
yeah.
I said, which do you prefer now? Chicken nuggets or this? And she says, oh, this, whatever this is.
Yeah.
I said, what is it? Venison. What's venison? I said, it's venison.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so it starts. That's her love affair with game meat.
Honest to JSI, man. Yeah. So it was grand, yeah.
And come here, have you any plans to go out this week?
Yeah. Well, I'm going out.
Tomorrow.
I was going to go out in the morning, but I've fucking heap stuff on now tomorrow, so I'm going out with the Big Easy.
Good stuff.
Heading out to his lease down in Clare this weekend. So he hasn't been out yet. He hasn't. He's been out. Was he? He was out. Well, he was out with me, like, but he hasn't been out on his leash yet. He still hasn't got his deer. So we're heading out. Going to go down probably tomorrow night. Stay down there somewhere and get out into the woods, kind of for first light. And I'm hoping. I'm not going to bring the gun. Because obviously it's his lease. So just go in with him, and I'm hoping the Jason we can get him his first deer.
Yeah, and very best of luck to him. I think it'll be nice if he gets off the mark.
Yeah.
And what's down there? Fallow, is it?
Fallow, I think. Yeah, it's all fallow. Yeah, and he mounted him apparently. Yeah, it's a big area, man. It's a huge fucking area. Yeah. So we've never been down here before. I don't know the lay of the land. I'm kind of
straight into the deep end.
Straight into the deep end. I find myself scouring through Google Maps. I've got the location, and I'm looking through Google Maps left, right and centre, sending him videos, he's sending me videos, and we're kind of going, I like that area, if we can get parked here, if we can make our way in. But then of course, sure, it depends on the wind and fucking everything, so that can all change when you go down there,
And after the rain we're after having, you could get down there and your lovely header field that was on Google Maps
gone.
Is a lake.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
And just 100%. On that, be careful as well, because I was up the bog the other day, and similar to that, there's big old divots, cut out and all overgrown still, and the bracken is starting to kind of keel over, you know what I mean? But it creates this kind of like a Vietnamese fucking trap, Do you know when they covered over with the rushes and you
fall into it?
You go down like a light.
Yeah.
I came within, I'd say, a footstep for whatever reason, like that bracken was laying over, it was kind of heavy cover, and I was going through, and one more step and I would have went straight. And it's 5-6 foot down. Do you know that type of?
Are you serious? Yeah. Honest to fuck. Yeah, you have to be careful. 100%.
Man, it's not for the faint-hearted, you know.
No, definitely not. No, and you see the way they're flooding. Like, I've seen it over a bog beside us here, and they're flooding it now. Like, that's mad. Like, fucking hell, man, that is mad. Speaking of flooding, when I was out on my adventures the other morning, I came across an old pond and a load of duck on it, and it says we have to get out for a duck, man.
Yeah, sure. We haven't even with the boat to get. We've a little bit of work to do in the boat.
Yeah.
We'll get Big Mac to work his magic on that one. At least if we do decide, we're gone.
Yeah. Hook it up and fuck off.
Go.
Yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah. The gun club. Anything happening in the gun club?
No, a couple of foxes around. Trying to get lads out and hunt them. We were going to do a fox drive this week, but I just just hard work, man. You know. So
well, look, you're fizzling out of that now. You're setting up your own thing.
I'm fizzling out. We had a meeting last night, myself and one of the lads here, local here. He came down, and we have plans afoot to setting up a gun club here in Broadford.
Brilliant.
So yeah, we're going to drive on with that now and try and get it up and running.
Brilliant, and that'll feed into our episode here with Mr. John Butler, and hopefully we'll be able to pose a few questions to him and help you get your stuff off, and other people there who are inquiring about the same thing. Yeah,
exactly. We've had no shortage of that, in fairness. So hopefully, obviously, John, I had a chat with John yesterday. It was my first time actually talking to him. A really passionate man about what he's doing. And as I've said before, with a lot of these lads, we're all on the same wavelength. Like we are, you know, they want the same things out of you know, this lifestyle as any of us, I suppose, you know.
Yeah.
So an interesting.
I was actually talking to John to Shane about John today. And Shane says that, you know, he always remembers he was only starting his work down in Kilkenny, where in his own gun club, and he got a message from John, to congratulate him and tell him to keep up. You know,
did he?
And that's nice. Like, you know what I mean?
The little pat on the back that
you need,
like.
And you know, so he never forgot that, and so on. So that's more that we need. And yeah, like we had our EGM last night.
Mm-hmm.
Discussed about all the stuff that's going on in the club. We sorted out a few issues. We kind of set up small little subcommittees. Mm-hmm. So this might be beneficial for people listening in. So it was kind of generic, you know. Everyone was, you know, vermin. Everyone was invited to the fox hunting. Everyone was the fundraising. Everyone was... And then when people didn't show up, or it was like, the same lads didn't show up two or three times in a row, you know. So this type of stuff. And it was getting kind of... So I just said, called it as it is, put it in the middle of the floor, said, look at lads, this has to stop. I can't be just like taking whatever about a phone call of how can we get money to build a new pen, or how can we improve this. Absolutely. There are problems that I want to tackle, but Jesus, I don't want to be hearing about such and such didn't come here, or somebody didn't do that.
Yeah.
So we set up small subcommittees, a fundraising committee, just with 2 or 3 members kind of allocated to it. We've split the feeders now into 3 separate areas because Ireland is pretty spread out. Mm-hmm. So we have a person or 2 in charge of each area.
Yeah.
So now lads are not fucking going from their house to the far end.
Yeah.
So one lad who has land and who will be out in his land regular has taken a third. Another 2 lads have taken another third. Another 3 lads have taken the final third. Mm-hmm. So that should solve it.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
And then what else we have? Fundraising, club development. You know, in terms of pens, walkways, ponds, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. We've another small subcommittee on that. So
very good.
And hopefully then we put we all agreed in terms of the vermin, 1 fox drive a year is minimum. You have to take part in it. In a fox drive, and we've said that to make it easier for people to get to it, 1 around the Christmas time. We're going to call it Fox and 4. So we're going to do a fox drive, and you can shoot a pheasant or a fox, whatever gets up.
Yeah, that's good.
So
good crack.
Fox and 4. So happy days, and that'll allow everyone to get a good access to their 1 a year, and then if they can fit another one in, then so be it. All good.
Fox and 4 or fox and feather?
Sorry. Feather and fur. My head is fucking mad, man, isn't it? Fox and fur, yeah. Feather and fur, yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of furry pheasants going around the place.
Yeah, well, look at it's been a long week, man.
It's a long week, man. But you're alright though. It is. It's. I want to do that with my club, but yeah. Anyway.
Well, look, you can do it with your new one.
Yeah. It's all about setting up little subcommittees because, like as I said, the beauty about that is there's 10 jobs. You're not wondering, is he going to do that? Can we all do this? Will someone come and do that? And no one comes. Whereas if you break it up like that and say, like, use two lads, you don't worry about doing this. Any of the other aspects, that's on you. How you do it, when you do it, that's completely up to you. You organise it, but that is the only thing you have to do. Yeah,
and look, as chairman, then I have no issue. Then I'll help out with all the committees and give advice and help and anything I can give, and I'm on one or two of them as well. And then a minimum of 20 wings is to be handed in by each member every year.
Well, that's good going now. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So that's good.
So I'll leave it then.
Is there a penalty for some people that don't?
No, we'll be calling it out at the beating.
Yeah. That's as much of a fucking penalty as you need. But yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Look, if there's 18 or 19, nobody's going to be, hammer you. But
hammer you down.
You try to get to 20. Put it this way: in 2 weeks, man, you'll get 20 wings.
Easy. Yeah, 100%.
I've often done it in a week.
Absolutely, 100%, man. Yeah. Good to see it, man. We had a bit of a chat off air about your club and the way things have gone, and you're after doing some serious fucking work there in the past.
Yeah. New pen going up now next year. That'll be our third pen.
Very good.
And we've a spot picked for it. We're just waiting on final permission and stuff like that. And we're going to do some nice. We actually own our own piece of land, and we've a little wood on it. So we're going to do some nice little walkways through it, so we can get feeders into the middle of the wood.
Super.
And stuff like that. So yeah, there are 2 projects next year, all planned out.
Just going to do.
We're generating a few bob for the club.
Yeah.
With raffles and stuff. So yeah, it's all good.
Savage stuff, man. Absolutely class. Come here. We do a bit of news.
So let's do it.
And now for a roundup of what's going on around the country, it's the IHP News. And here we are with the IHP News. Anthony, you're going to kick it off?
Yeah. Just a little mention.
Yeah.
The jingle.
Do you like it?
I like it.
Do you, man?
I like it.
Thanks very much, man.
Yeah.
That took me way longer than it should have.
It's cool. It's cool. It's very, very, very slick. I tell you one thing, man. This podcast is just going.
It has grown from strength to
strength. Yeah. We're even doing little. Look, it's all happening.
It's all happening.
We'll all happen.
It's all happening.
We're finally getting the swing of it.
Yes.
First off, so our friends in Wild Kerry Hunting.
Yep. Sound lads.
The boys have come up trumps again here with a small little promotion for. Not a small promotion, a big promotion.
Big promotion. Great night.
For the Irish Hunting Podcast. So, they're doing a game promotion night in the restaurant, right? Mm-hmm. So it's in Harrow Restaurant in Killarney. And for the month of November, get in touch with the boy. Just look it up. Wild Game menu is starting on 3rd November. It's $49.50 per person, available all evening. So obviously it's Wild Game. Yep. And I would love to try this out, man.
Man, why do we have to live so
far? Oh, I know. So yeah, but if you mention the Irish Hunting Podcast, or if you're an NARGC card holder, you'll get a 10% discount.
That's the job, man. That is the job. $14.50 is a bargain for that anyway.
I'm telling you.
I'd absolutely love to be going.
Well,
to
you're just after saying there, like, for one kind of takeaway kind of
54 bloody euros. From a half hour's place in Derry.
So
yeah.
That is savage.
That is savage, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely deadly.
So we'll give that another little shout on the social media stuff after the podcast.
Yep. Yes, that's coming up shortly, 3rd of November. You won't feel that. That'll be next Friday, I'd say.
Friday,
yeah.
A nice bottle of red wine there and a bit of Haber game meat.
Killarney as well.
Class
spot, man. Absolutely class. So that's another one to check out there. As I say, obviously, if we were a bit closer, we'd love to head down to that. But get out and support that and enjoy your 10% discount. Another one I want to talk about here, this was on the Deerstock in Ireland page. It's the Taxidermy Association of Ireland presents the 5th Annual Taxidermy Championship. It's on Lynham's Hotel in Lara in County Wicklow, another fine spot. Friday and Saturday, 3rd and 4th of November. All inquiries to Taxidermy Association of Ireland at gmail.com. Another thing we've been trying to get to go to, but it's just there's not enough hours in the day.
But look, we'd love to hear who does well in that. Is our own Andy down in that? No,
I'm not actually too sure. He's that loved up man since his RTE debut. So
another good man gone.
Another good man gone. Exactly right, man. Yeah, exactly.
I've jobs lined up for him now.
So have I.
Yeah.
So have I.
Yeah.
He's going to be a busy man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Andy, get a ring on that now fairly quick. Settle yourself down and get back into action.
Now you're at.
What else? Oh, we have a little. The next one is this is a little article from. Look, wild deer can become a source of valuable income in Mayo. So this was in the Connacht Telegraph. So word's getting out that Mayo has become home to a surviving, if not thriving, population of red deer. While many who make their living from the land are calling for a focused and determined culling programme, there are an equal number who are thrilled to see these large wild animals roaming the hills once more. So hunting and shooting has kept these animals on their toes, forcing them into an almost nocturnal existence.
Okay.
So this is the article now. This is not us speaking, as you can probably tell.
Yes,
Ordinarily, red deer are crepuscular animals which prefer to feed through the half-light of dusk and dawn. And the breeding season upon them, they even hang around their chosen feeding grounds during the day. A word on the shooting and the much vaunted deer cull. If you or your neighbours happen to be plagued by deer and somebody wants to come and shoot them for you, just make sure they do a proper job and shoot the female members of the herd. Most hunters will be looking for trophy heads, those with the biggest antlers. You see, this is the kind of distortion, I suppose.
Most hunters.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
It's actually the other side, you know. But
yeah.
And we're not allowed to shoot anything under these stags this time of the year.
Exactly. What do you want us to do?
This is poor journalism in my
poor journalism, also backed by, I think, a kind of a general consensus with some of these deer organisations that people that just hunt stags and trophies are bastards, basically. I mean, and they're doing damage. But I just don't agree with it, to be honest with you. I mean, I've yet to see a hind impregnate another hind, but anyway, that's another story.
Oh, just wait for it. When the largest stags are shot, the females and lesser males will be disturbed and much harder to approach, and each of the fertile females will still mate with a lesser stag to produce a calf next spring, and the problem of overpopulation will be far from solved. Yeah, this is all kind of all negative stuff. But many landowners who currently suffer from an influx of deer onto their property aren't too troubled by what means a hungry herd can be kept away from their valuable crops. They're happy to hear of a successful hunt and pleased that the remaining herd have moved on to pastures new. Mm-hmm. I don't really get what the point of this argument.
When I read the headline, I thought it was kind of a positive spin on perhaps there was an opportunity there for some tourism in County Mayo. But I think it was the way it was written. I wouldn't really agree with it, and I'd love to know where they got some of their source of information from. But and in the very end of it, right, they're telling people. So this is a longer term view of managing deer efficiently is needed. We will hopefully, in brackets, not shoot them out altogether, as happened 100 years ago, but learn to coexist while benefiting from the undoubted attraction of having them around the place. So you can see the kind of thread that's in this email or in this article. To see wild red deer in their prime, head north to the pleasing towns of... So now they're actually saying, right, we do need a cull. You need to shoot the hinds, but sure, if you're doing nothing on the Sunday, sure, head down and have a look at them. Yeah. Yeah, 100%, yeah.
There's a bit of health and safety...
bit of a warning wanted there. Do not attempt to approach any stags at this time of the year unless you are armed. And
if there's a load of deer around and a load of people shooting around, it's probably not advisable to go down there and go deer watching, you know?
Absolutely, 110%.
Go deer watching, like
Phoenix Park.
Out of season.
Yeah, go to Phoenix Park. Go to Dublin Zoo, some of the pet farms.
Yeah.
It was a weird one. But initially when I read it, I was like, this can't be good, but a bit unusual. We
have the new notice board as well.
We have a new notice board. Lad, there's been huge work here. I had contractors in here all week to sign that.
So we have a pin board and a whiteboard.
Pin board, exactly, man. Look what I said. There's no point in half to it.
And now, God bless us, we have to try and read it now. But
it's not
your writing is like mine.
Yeah, very, very bad.
Yeah.
I look like I've a dose of the shakes or something. But this is another thing. It's on Agri Recruit. It's actually a job notice, and I think obviously with some of our listenerships, it might appeal to somebody. Check out Agri Recruit on Facebook, or they'll have their own website. But it is actually a job for a Ridgeline Clothing sales representative. Ridgeline, huge company, started in New Zealand in 1994. Obviously, they supply the greater, I suppose, outdoor pursuits. People with some, in my opinion, probably some of the best hunting gear in the world. Anyway, but it is. It's an Irish-based job. So they'll be obviously looking for somebody fairly proactive, somebody that's going to kind of drive things on and get out there and make a few sales. Look, I'm not going to go through all the benefits of it. There's some fantastic benefits of it, but if it's something you are interested on, jump on there to Agri Recruit on Facebook, and we will share a link to it as well, and people can jump on and send a CV to who's the appropriate email address and stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
The last one. This is a bit of news, and this is kind of like we're at like the 6-1 now.
We're like Crime Busters.
Crime Busters. Dun, 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 dun.
Do you remember that? And I'm not making live up, but do you remember that the piss take of that on the Unbelievables? Do you remember that?
Man,
one of the best bits of TV I've ever seen in my entire life.
With the little rollout car mat that we all used to have as nippers, and the banana
and the teaspoon.
Yeah,
and he says, "We have a man fitting this description."
You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that, lads.
Honest to God. Sure, people are ringing me asking me, like, where's me telly? Where's me house? Where's me car? Sure, how am I supposed to know? Absolute comedy gold. Sure, how am I supposed to do cars? Sure, how am I supposed to know? She's not locking the door, lads. You're not locking the door. You might as well open up the door and ring him in and give him tea. Oh, jeez, well, it's absolutely classic.
I'm actually gonna watch that.
I am too, man. It is gold. I absolutely. And then when they're like, there was a sum of money found. You remember that? Do you remember that, Pat? There was a sum of money found. It was handed in, and how much was in it? How much was in the job? And your man takes out the wallet. I say, he's like, well, however, I took 50 over for milk and fags. So there was about 50 euros. And the runners as well. He was wearing the runners.
Yeah, he puts them up on the desk.
Oh, jeez, I like these ones. These ones are great.
Jesus
man, it's absolute. That is comedy gold.
That was when comedy was comedy, wasn't it? It was brilliant, man. It was ahead of its time.
Fantastic. That's
a good one for a bank holiday Monday now with the fire lit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go through the whole lot of them.
Yeah.
We're brilliant crime busters. I love it. I absolutely love it.
So on to the Crime Busters.
So yeah, this was just the Bowie Christie got in contact with us, and just an issue they've had in Longwood Gun Club. And I think it's been going on kind of for a couple of years. And I'm just going to get it up here. So basically, they've lost 5 feed hoppers in the last 7 years. I think it's kind of similar around the one spot. So obviously what's basically happening, someone is going in and they've the good, like, you know, the hang feeders with the spring on the bottom of them. And they're all fairly distinctive the way they're coloured. This one he showed me a picture of here. It's kind of done in kind of a camouflage type cover. But so obviously somebody is going in, at the cover of darkness and helping himself to some of the feeders in the clubs. So just something to be watching out for people out there. There's obviously people out there and they're kind of that way inclined. And I think they've had issues as well. I think, if I'm not mistaken, of people going in and releasing, letting out some opening traps, that were set for crows, grey crows and stuff. So,
and look at these feeders I have here now are not related. They'd be identical to these ones.
See the one Andy has the Jeep? They're the exact same as that one.
No, it's not a laugh matter. Sorry, no. I'm intertwining. Chrissy to get the joke, but it's not right because they cost a few bob to put together.
They do. And Christy was on to me during the week, and I just kind of reiterated to him. I said, we have spoken about before. I think an essential part as well of a feeder and a pen for gun clubs nowadays is a couple of trail cameras.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Place, definitely. Yeah. We're not saying that as because we're not being sponsored by a trail cam, but like it is
not yet.
But it is.
Yeah, it's essential piece. Yeah, especially beside pens and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because even say if you have the human interference, but you also have the natural interference that occurs as well. So you need to know what's going on. Mm-hmm. So it's a welcome, or it's a must around the clubs now.
Yeah,
I'm going to spring something on you here now, and in truth, I know. Just calm down.
It's like
we do. I think we'll do it in the news. Okay, we have loads of structure.
Okay.
But Shane O'Neill has asked us to do his
announce the winner of his giveaway.
I think we're going to go live on Facebook here on the podcast and announce it. So
let's do it.
Kills 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
What do you think?
Absolutely, let's do it, man. We have our numbers. We haven't know how many numbers we need, do we?
We've between 1 and 200.
1 and 200. Okay. We need a random number generator.
You can do that on
Okay. Yeah. I will do that.
I'm Am I springing this on you, or do you want me?
You're already knee deep in it at the minute, so we'll figure this out, man.
But we will just. I'm going to go live here, right?
Yeah.
And it'll give viewers an insight into the really fucking hard work we're doing here with the Haven Bottles of Beer.
Yeah. So sorry, 1 to 100. Is that what you said?
1 to 200.
Oh, sorry, 1 to 200. Okay, 100%. Have you got a list of the winners, or
Shane has sent them in here, but I haven't looked at them yet.
Okay.
And we are live, Brendan.
Okay.
Look.
Hello. How are you all getting on?
And if you don't believe we're live, we're on air. Look at the red sign. The red sign is behind.
On air, that only comes on. We're get our production company to put that on.
Yeah. So we are live. So we're gonna basically what we're gonna do here is we're gonna get a random number generator between 1 and 200. This is a savage raffle.
Yeah.
I think Hick Micro
Trail
thermal unit.
Oh, thermal unit. Sorry. Yes. Correct.
I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, if not, Shane, you better change the trail camera. It's on you. So when you're ready to go.
Yeah, 100%. So we've put it in here. I've got my random number generator from 1 to 200 here on live.
Cool.
So whenever you give me the go, all right?
On 3, 1, 2, 3.
3. Random number generator. Oh, be the Lord. It went right to the bone. The winning number there is, people can see that, is 198.
Ooh.
198.
198.
So if you're the 198 taking, what's that?
George is on.
It's George. Oh, George, what are you doing? You should be working.
The hand notes, George.
Notes, that's a private joke. 198.
Shawnee.
So whoever is the winner, I didn't even get a ticket for that. I never even found out of it.
I don't know. I think I got a ticket today.
Did you? I'm not too
198?
sure. Maybe. Could be. Imagine I'd be very suspicious if it was.
Now, Shane is having a couple of pints, I think, at the
is he?
At the wedding.
He's a great time, doesn't he?
Yeah, so he's left this all over to us.
Okay. Yeah. Well, cheers. Enjoy your wedding, whoever's the poor unfortunate person's out to get married.
Commiserations.
Remember that? What an idiot.
And George says, I am ye fuckers on podcast projects.
Oh my God, here we go.
Here, look, just like the Children's Hospital, George.
Yeah, it's taking forever. That's shocking.
That's what we get. We have beers and
yeah. But, George gets it in the neck.
Yeah, so that's number 198.
198.
We have to come off live now because I don't know who has number 198. Obviously,
okay.
And Shane has sent us through.
Has he sent it on our Facebook page or has he sent it directly to you?
He's sent it directly, but we'll throw a screenshot up of it there.
Yeah. Lovely
All
stuff.
right.
Lovely stuff. Congratulations to whoever the winner is.
Congratulations, Mr. or Mrs. 198.
Yeah. Enjoy your night.
Good evening, gents. Looking forward to chatting in a few weeks with you. Yeah. Ben, how are you, Ben?
Come on, Ben.
Ben is coming on in a couple of weeks.
Super stuff.
Yeah, super stuff. So
Deadly.
looking forward to that.
Yep.
Employee of the month, George. That's a matter of perspective.
yeah, exactly. Self-praise is no praise, lad. Yeah.
You're in the wrong shop for getting any praise here.
Definitely that, but I was shadow of a doubt.
Guys, it's been good. It's been brilliant, and congratulations to the winner. So we're back to record the next bit of the podcast.
Back to business.
Over and out.
Lovely cake, Nora. 198. That's a nice little winner there, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Lovely stuff, man. Yeah. We're sorted. Come here. That's deadly. So you can announce. Have you got the winner here now? We'll obviously be contacting them in due course, or Shane will be contacting them. We'll have to do a bit of a look through here now. But that is good to get that anyway.
I was just thinking that'll do two things there.
Mm-hmm.
We can once that's up, we can then cut after we've our interview with Mr. John Butler.
Yes,
and we can get up all the screenshots of all the numbers that Shane sent through there. So
lovely. Yeah. Happy days. Yeah.
Massive congratulations.
Nice win. That unit's worth a few bob.
I would suggest so.
Yeah,
and
geez, it's nice to get, isn't it?
I had a little win. Did I tell you that? No.
You did tell me, but you didn't. Do you want to? Yeah.
Yeah. I entered the face raffle. So the FACE.
Yeah.
So people are probably familiar with. I think it's a European-wide draw, as far as I know.
Okay.
But yeah, the Kildare Federation, and that video is just going up live. So this has all been done kind of ad lib.
Yeah.
So and thought nothing of it like months ago, and I think was it 20 quid a ticket? 20 quid a ticket. Nice. And I think it was limited to 6 tickets for the Kildare Federation. Each federation got a couple of tickets to sell, but I put up my hand first, and 4 or 5 others followed suit. Thought nothing of it. Sunday evening, previous Sunday evening. Yeah, sitting down, and got a phone call. You've won €2,000.
Poppy the Lord.
So yeah,
Jeez, that was nice to get, wasn't it?
it was.
My God.
So I've never won so much as a scratch ticket.
No, same as that.
So
That was nice to get that, man.
brilliant.
What are you going to do with it? Is it gone? Still got it?
No, I haven't even got it yet.
Have you not?
But
Okay.
it's probably gone before. You know that
sure,
thing where-
no, it's always the same,
yeah,
isn't it? Yeah,
it's like the wages.
Is it next thing
You know
see
you're
is-
getting them.
Yeah.
But you won't ever see them.
Yeah, you'll see Avril going around with a measuring tape. It's gone, man. Yeah. Without a shadow of
I didn't know where that was going there for a second. But
She could use it for that too. I don't know. Whatever.
she's 100 foot there.
Yeah, you think about it. That sounded weird. No, that's a nice win, man. Well
Absolutely, yeah, no, delighted. And look, it was a work. Obviously, Face are doing huge work right across Europe for hunters. So it's it's been a worthwhile cause and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully, they drummed up a few bob for
done. That is nice to get
worthy
that,
causes.
isn't it? Yeah, absolutely.
So for
100%,
everyone, that is gone. That's up live there, and Shano, you can do your thing there now, man.
Lovely.
And we'll announce it after John Butler.
Yeah,
then we'll get
absolutely,
names.
100%. Yeah, obviously John Butler will be on. We'll be bringing him on now shortly for a bit of a chat and stuff. But kind of, I suppose, the whole essence of bringing him on, we've obviously got inundated with messages, especially in the past couple of weeks. I think getting up close to the shooting season, people are kind of thinking, should have started a gun club. Do you know, maybe now is the time to kick things in the guts and get her up and running for next year.
And I think, look, we've been kind of building up to this last couple of weeks with chatting about your story as well.
Yeah.
But like that, like we have been hugely inundated, haven't we? You know,
We have.
Nearly since we started the podcast. Like there's been, remember the guys down in Galway, Jack O'Toole and the lads, setting up their own little kind of controlling the vermin and hoping that, I think they release a few pheasants this year. So like it's I think it's something that even like, because people ask us and our gun club was set up back in the 70s. So I don't know what's entailed.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
in terms of day to day, I can tell you what's entailed, but
Lots.
the whole setting up, I wouldn't like to be doing it. So, it's or where to start even.
Yeah,
you know,
that's the thing. Yeah, 100%.
You know.
So we had a meeting here last night, myself and the Bow and Murph, and just kind of going like, what's the way? Because obviously our gun club in out in Bannabrackie direction, we kind of said, you know, we set that up just as a gun club, but not, you know, like a bunch of mates basically. So so over a couple of years, the club was established, and then it was just a matter of affiliating it with an organisation, you know.
Yeah.
But obviously, this is different. If you're starting from scratch now, and you're not a group of mates, you're trying to get a group of like-minded people together. It's a good bit different, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
So what we're actually doing is we're going to organise. We're putting in some of the local media, in some of the local Facebook groups and stuff, and we're going to hold a meeting local in an area. We'll disclose that closer to the time, but we're going to hold a meeting, and then expressions of interest. If you're local and you're from the area and you want to join a gun club, you do a bit of hunting, come down, we'll meet up, we'll get a chat, and then you kind of get that kind of group of
like-minded people, and you're bringing in the community. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
You're starting on the right foot.
Yeah, 110%. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to have John on. And
the exciting thing is, and the really exciting thing from the podcast perspective, and also from the hunting community perspective, is the amount of people that are interested in actually getting either back into hunting, or trying to get into a club, or trying to start up the club.
Yeah.
So like for all the kind of the talk about, like our club actually went up in members this year. You know,
brilliant.
So like you're starting a new club.
Yeah.
You're going to hopefully attract a new breed of people to you, not new, but you know what I'm saying, you know, the next generation.
100%.
And the local people probably didn't have access to gun clubs, because if you were in Broadford, you're probably caught between, you know, Longwood is too far away, you know, to join, because if you're not from the locality, and then back over yonder, again, you're traveling a good bit the other direction. So, and I think a lot of people are caught in between that, betwixt and between.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. Yeah.
So,
and I remember saying, like I was always saying to Murph last night, I remember growing up as a young fella. Am I right in saying there's a gun club in Johnstown Bridge?
There is, yeah.
There is, yeah. Is that still going, I wonder, actually?
There is, yeah.
There
It's
is
pretty big, yeah.
Is it? Okay, yeah. But I remember, excuse me, I remember as a young fella, I mean, I was probably very, very young. Obviously started hunting and stuff, and then probably got my own gun and was mad to get into a gun club. Like there was never one in Broadford, and I remember saying to my dad, "Do you know anybody that'd be in Johnstown Gun Club, Johnstown Bridge?" And he says, "Oh," he mentioned a couple of names, and I said, "Would you ever give him a shout and see can I join?" Like, and I remember him saying, he kind of looked at me, says like, "Not being bad, Brent, there wouldn't be a hope with like, you know, because you're not from the area, nobody knows you. You're you know what I mean?" He says, "I'll be honest with you, it just I doubt very much it would like." And I think we did try and contact him, and it wasn't a go like. And I think a lot of people have that idea in their head that joining a gun club, if no one knows you, is next to fucking impossible. Yeah, I know. Even Christy told us, mentioned about his story. Trying to join, and there you go. He's the chairman of the club now. But so look at, I think there's definitely something. It's a boundary that needs to be broken down.
Absolutely,
you know? But like that, if you're in an area and you want to start, like as we said before, what does every village, town in Ireland has? There's a GA club and a gun club.
Club, yeah.
You know, if you don't have one in yours and you want to start one up, it's by no means beyond the realm of possibility. Like,
and hopefully we can go a little bit. We won't answer all the questions. I think there's a good few coming through. But we won't be able to answer all the questions, but hopefully we'll answer a few. And then the ones that are unanswered, we can delve back at them again and try and find the answers, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. So
really look at John is the as Shane calls him, the head honcho in the NARGC. C. So
the gaffer. Yeah.
Do we have to? Do we have to call him Gaffer?
No, I don't
Boss?
think so.
Mr. Butler?
Yeah, Mr. Butler, yeah. I just got back to the school days.
Yeah, no, look, as we all know, we are members of the NARGC. But look, we have, as we've spoken before, and I think as everyone knows, there's issues in every organisation. But I think they're being addressed.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You know, that's the main thing.
He's going to. I had a chat with him, and there's a couple of really exciting things actually happening in the NRGC that I wasn't aware of. And we'll chat about them, and I am very, very much looking forward to it. So it should be good.
Absolutely
right. We will jump over, and we will be back on with John Butler,
Mr. John Butler
of the NRGC.
Brilliant,
lovely stuff. John Butler, welcome to the Irish Hunting Podcast.
How are you, John?
Thanks very much, Brendan. Thanks, Andy.
You're a busy man. We just had a little bit of a chat there. You're obviously very, very busy man at the minute, so we really do appreciate you coming on here and having a chat with us for a while.
No problem at all. Delighted to be able to do it with you.
Good stuff. Today we've worked our way up the chain of command, so we finally got the man in charge of the whole show.
The top dog.
Head honcho, as Shane O'Neill calls you. Yeah.
I'm not too sure what that lad. For another 2 days anyway.
No, 100% fair play. Come here. I suppose I say with the whole essence of this was that we get an awful lot of messages from people all over the country, basically wanting to start their own gun club. I suppose for various reasons, maybe one doesn't exist in the area that they're in, or they can't join one that's local, or for various reasons. And they all come back to the one thing: is how do we get started? How do we make it become a reality?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Untethered and Wanderwise, where adventure has no age limit. We're your co-host, Heidi Brandis and Nikki Mahundro, and we're here to inspire and celebrate women over 45 who are embracing their independence and want to explore the world on their own terms.
Yeah, it's something that we're asked ourselves in as well from time to time. And as you say, there's various different reasons why lads might want to start a club or get involved in a club or be part of it. So, and equally, we have to appreciate and understand that lads that don't want to be part of the club and that have their own way of managing their little bit of shooting and that's to be respected as well. And NRGC always respects that right. But for people that would like to start a club, I do suggest, and I have been involved, I'm around long enough now, I have been involved in a number of clubs. I have helped a few clubs start up, I have helped a few clubs develop and stay going, and sometimes, like all clubs, and it doesn't matter, gun clubs are no different than any club, Brendan or Anthony, they're the very same as clubs within the GEA or within the FAI or fishing clubs. I've been involved in an awful lot of different clubs, and from time to time they can struggle. But for to get up and going, and you need a group of guys first and foremost that want to do it and see a reason for doing it. And I always say to people, if there's 3 or 4 lads or 5 lads or 6 lads that would like to form a club, the first thing you should do is sit down some night in a hall, the local community hall, or wherever they can access, to sit down for a quiet moment and have a discussion around why they want a club in the first place. But that's very important to establish exactly the reason for the club. And in a lot of cases, it's probably that in the area that they are, there is no club. They haven't got access to a club. So they have to discuss and have a look at, first and foremost, is there room in their vicinity for the club? And the only way they're going to do that is to have a look at and talk with the local landowners. And if you're in an area where there is a sparsity of clubs, you're going to get gaps in between clubs, and you're going to get land that there's no existing club already in. And it's something that we done as an association a number of years ago. I was involved myself at the time. We were looking at increasing our membership, and one of the ways that was the simplest way of increasing membership was to try and increase access to clubs, and to formulate clubs in areas where there wasn't already existing clubs. And at that time, I remember going to region again councils, and you guys already know our structures. Our structure is, we have over 1,000 clubs spread out geographically across the whole of Ireland. Yeah. But having said that, if you were to put down a map of Ireland and put down those 1,000 pins on the map, you would inevitably see where there's gaps where there is no clubs.
Yes.
And it's to identify those areas. And if you happen to be in one of those areas, as I say, sit down, have a chat. And your second stage then would be obviously go talk to your farmers, because you have to establish if the farmer, because at the end of the day, that's who we all rely upon for our hunting and our shooting, is access to land and the goodwill of the farmer. And you go talk to your farmers, you explain to them why you want to start a club, and bear in mind what I said first and foremost, you're already after having a discussion around this, and that's the importance of having that discussion among 5 or 6 lads to start off with, and set out the reasons why you want a club. Probably one of the key things in a lot of lads' minds today, and certainly from a landowner's perspective, is protection. So, like, sometimes insurance can be hard got, it can be expensive, and it mightn't cover everything that you want. So protection is very, very important, and we're fortunate enough within the NARGC to have an extremely good compensation fund policy that affords us the best protection that we know of that's around today in the hunting fraternity anyway.
Yeah.
And then the next thing then is that you're probably, lads see the benefits of maybe their local gun club or that, or their neighbouring clubs where there's a community effort in maybe sowing game crop, carrying out vermin control, restocking the land with duck or pheasant, or getting involved in the Patrick project or the Grouse project or the Curlew project, whatever it is that we're involved with. And lads might see the benefit of that and might like to say that, well, we'd like to be part of that. And how to become part of it, like, you know. And if you set out your reasons for wanting to have it, so secondly, talk to your farmers. And if you get your farmers on board and they understand, and the vast majority of them will, because in a lot of cases, they're allowing you access to their land anyway, and that goodwill is already there. And to hear that you're now going to, on top of coming into hunt and shoot and do your bit of vermin control or crop protection, whatever, you're going to be part of an organisation that has a very good protection policy as well. the farmer will like to hear all of that. And you have the first two hurdles crossed at that stage.
And just on that, John, is there a minimum requirement for the amount of land that you need to have?
No, there's not really, lads. Like there's, you have to have a look at how many members. Like the recommended minimum requirement for the club of members is 5 people. Like, you know, and like there's no criteria around the amount of land you have to have. So it's not, you don't have to have thousands of acres of that. I started off one club, a very small club, and I think we only had around 6 or 7 farmers at the time. Like, but it expanded a little bit since and that. Like, but you start and as the fella says, you cut your cloth and measure. Like, you know what I mean? And don't overcomplicate matters at the start. Like, you know, deal in an area. And when I say talk to the farmers, it's very, very important to start off on the right foot and ensure, have a look at your area that you're in, that you're not infringing upon another club in the area, that you're literally picking up and starting in an area where there's not a club, like, you know, and that's very important because you don't want to, before you get set up and started at all, you don't want to start a row with your neighbours, like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely,
It's very important that you establish that the area that you're in is your body of clubs. Once you have your number of farmers in, the next job of work is to get your paperwork and your preparation to submit your application to your local regional game council. And our regional game councils is 28 of them in Ireland. Every county has one. Tipperary has 2 north and south, and Leitrim has 2 north and south. All the other 26 counties, 24 counties, there's a regional game council in each one of them. And you submit your application to the secretary. The criteria is quite simple. At national level, the regional game councils are autonomous bodies and gun clubs are autonomous bodies. The National Association can't dictate to them the rules and regulations around a club joining that, but we do give guidelines, and most of the time, like, they are adhered to. And you put in your application to your regional game council.
And sorry, John, just that application form. Where can people? So people listening, where can they get that? Can they go on your website and download that application, or can they go to?
There's a guidance document on our website that's for joining the club or forming the club. Like,
good stuff. And very good.
Like, it's simple enough, but what you would need is you need maps of the area. And that they can be obtained easily enough through Ordnance Survey. This is the mapping of the area, very intense starter club, and you're lodged in with the regional game council, and they're there for other clubs on the night. When your application comes before the regional game council for other clubs to check that there's no
encroachment.
But what I always say to lads, always try and meet with your local clubs. Have a look and see what other clubs is in your area, and find out who's the secretary or the committee in that club, and ask them, is there any chance of having a meeting some night? And let them know what your plans are, like, you know what I mean? So start off on the right footing and ensure that everything is above board and transparent from the word go. And it helps in the long run, because in a couple of clubs, how you help farm down to the years. When you do the like of that work, it's only a formality when you go to the regional game council meeting, because 9 times out of 10, the local club will propose you and the other local club will second you. And once other clubs see that, you're automatically then become a member, like, you know what I mean? Because they know there's goodwill, they know there's no animosity, they know you're setting up the club for the right reason. And then that's basically it, like, and once you get approval to join, you call your first meeting and you form your club, you give your club a name, and you have your elections, your chairman, your secretary, your treasurer, your officers, and your committee, you know. And after that, then it's hard work. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
We know all about it.
We know all about it, right? Yeah. Yeah.
I do always say to people when it comes to the AGMs, you have the floor ceiling syndrome, where you propose looking for proposals for chairman, and lads looking to ceiling and looking for floor.
Yeah. That's the part where they wish the ground would open up and swallow them.
Well, it's like being in an auction, isn't it? You know, you're afraid to scratch your nose, you know, in case somebody.
But the one thing I find like is that in every club there's people that are willing to do a little bit of paperwork, and a lot of the time you hear guys complaining, "Asher, he do nothing and he do nothing," and the person that they're saying is doing nothing could be an excellent person at rearing a few birds or carrying out a bit of vermin control. Every person has a different contribution to make to it. So, and by and large, you'll always be held to work out who's the guy to go to that will go to a meeting for you and do a little bit of paperwork for you, or who's the guy that's going to be good at going and seeing the farmers and talking to the farmers, and or who's the guy that's going to be able to do a bit of pigeon shooting for the farmer, or a bit of fox control or whatever, like, you know. And you'll soon find that there's the majority of people in the club will play an active role, like, and especially if you see a bit of encouragement and if you see a bit of community spirit in that, like, you know, there's some excellent clubs. One of the things that we do on an annual basis is run the Club of the Year competition, and when you get clubs involved in that, and it's only when you get them involved and when the competitive edge comes into it, and they see what can be achieved with the community spirit within the club. It's fabulous to see some of the work that clubs are doing out there, like, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
it's brilliant.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I have mentioned before. I think is a fantastic thing is the NARGC C, I kind of as a whole now seem to be kind of more so. In recent years, anyway, it's a lot more inclusion with the likes of that competition. We always said gun clubs were kind of unique in such a way that you kind of meet for a couple of months in the year, you know, you get out for a shot, but you don't mingle with other clubs. Do you know that sort of way? You don't really know what's going on. But with the likes of the meetings and the likes of the competitions, and I know you run the Cares of the Countryside program, they're fantastic because they're a great way of getting like-minded people kind of together and creating a community.
And focus on the one goal. I think.
Yeah, which is badly needed, I think, within the hunt community, you know.
Well, I think it's actually before, Brendan, like, the one thing that people hunting and shooting has to do is there has to be a change of mindset into how we do our hunting and our shooting. And from my perspective, I've always said like that, it's part and parcel of who I am. I'm never afraid to promote that as part of my DNA, as part of my culture, as part of my heritage. It's something that I'm doing for probably over 60 years now. I started off as a very young person along with my late father, hunting, shooting, doing a bit of fishing and that. And like, times have changed rapidly over the years, and I have seen it especially over the last number of years, that we have to become more a part within our community and let people know who we are, and what we do. For an awful long time, subs tended to keep the head down, do a little bit of club work, do a little bit of work within the farming community, crop protection, livestock protection, and releasing a few birds and that. But then the last couple of years, we're developing on that, and we're becoming more proactive within our organisation and trying to get clubs more active within their own communities and getting involved in areas like one of the good things that happened over the last number of years there was there with the game crop and the wild bird cover and that. The NRGC co-funded over 500 acres of game crop last year. And the benefits of that, like wildlife of all descriptions. And we hear a lot of buzzwords about the pollinator plants and the bees and the butterflies and all that. Very seldom you hear people talking like that. One organisation has literally planted or financed the planting of over 500 acres of such crops in Ireland. On a yearly basis.
And the benefit of that, John, is can't be measured easily, and I think that it can't be underestimated. I think there's no other organisation, be it from the anti-hunting side or hunting side, is is doing that type of work, and we're losing hedgerows and headland, as we all know. I think it's the biggest. It's one of the biggest problems in the countryside at the minute, I think. But from that perspective, like 500 acres is nothing to be, and that figure is going to grow year on year. I've no doubt about it. You know,
it is. And like that expertise and knowledge base that you're generating from sowing those plots, going out and looking and seeing what's benefiting, seeing all the skylarks coming back, seeing the little songbirds, the flocks of linnets, the flocks of finches and all that, enjoying the fruits of your labour, like, you know what I mean? And of course, the game species, the game birds, the pheasants, and the
woodcocks,
partridge and woodcock and all that is equally benefiting from what you're doing, like, you know what I mean? But it's
and sorry, John, the farmer also benefits from that as well, because he or she will there's a subsidy going from their side of it, that they get a little bit of an incentive to encourage this type of planting. Isn't that correct?
That's absolutely correct, Brendan. Yes, and that's where it all kicked in, like, you know. And different clubs have different ways, and different counties have different ways of administrating the grant that we give out to them. Some of them will match the grant that we give and give 100% to the payment to the farmer for sowing. But others will do the 50% or whatever. But irrespective of how it goes, like, it's of a major benefit to wildlife at the end of the day. And the farmer loves to see that as well, because he likes to see the wildlife, contrary to what a lot of the negativity around the farming community from certain sections over the last number of months and years. Farmers love wildlife, and they love to see it on their land, and they love to see it being actively promoted as well, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's important from that perspective as well, like, you know.
Yeah, a lot of farmers consider themselves custodians of the land. They don't see themselves as essentially as owners of it. They see it as people who are minding it while they're passing through, you know. And I think that's conducive with, like, there's a big uptake. As 500 acres, as we said, is not it's nothing to be sniffed at, and a lot of what would you say, land that they could have been utilising for other ideas and other crops or livestock, and they've chosen to give it up for game crop, which is phenomenal, you know.
Yeah, and again, going back to our original discussion around the club, that's where the club comes into its own, like, you know what I mean? And that's it's part and parcel of what the clubs do, that I suppose we don't see that often, like, you know what I mean? And we don't hear about that often, like, and you hear people commenting on, oh, they're out shooting the pheasants, or they're out shooting the deer, or they're out shooting the ducks, which you very seldom hear in the media talking about, oh, they're out planting game crop, or there's some of the clubs that I know now are also getting actively involved with tidy towns committees, and that's brilliant to see that, like, and they're sowing wild bird cover and that for the tidy towns in little small patches around the town areas, and the entrance roads into towns and going out of towns and that, like.
Yeah.
It's done by the local gun club, and that's exactly what we were all about, like, you know what I mean? Being
definitely.
Nesting boxes as well. Both our clubs have put nesting boxes for owls and kites, and
exactly. Bats, the whole job lot.
Yeah. So
and I think as to quote a very famous hunter, as in Steve Vernella, you would be hard pressed to find anyone that loves animals as much as lads that hunt. And people might think that's hypocritical, or it is the way, you know. We all actually
it's true, Anthony, and that's it's coming from what I said earlier on. That's coming from our own DNA, of what's ingrained in us, you know what I mean? Our love of animals and wildlife is front and foremost. And like the fact that some people find it hard to understand, well, how do we go and kill them then, like, you know what I mean? But like, the killing of a bird or an animal is the smallest percentage of the act of what we do. And the result of that, Hill, is providing nutritious food and a meal, which is thoroughly enjoyed. The same as anybody sitting down for a prime steak or a prime piece of cod or anything else, like, you know what I mean? It's no different.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
It's the other work and the community spirit around all of the other work, and that leads in and feeds into all of that. That's the really important aspect of it.
Yeah, well, look, we're coming up to the 1st of November here, John, and look, we'll all be the same. We'll hopefully go for maybe an hour or two in the morning, and like the work that's gone on to facilitate, the couple of hours of the 1st of November, is colossal, as you know, with pens and rearing birds and releasing birds and feeders, etc. And as you say, you might go out and you mightn't see a pheasant at all, or you might, if you're lucky, you might get one or two or whatever. But the amount of work, the hours, countless hours and nights and days, and as you say, planting game crop, making sure pens are in order before the birds come in, and all that kind of stuff. The actual part, the hunting part is minuscule. It's the smallest part,
if it happens at all.
If it happens, if you're lucky enough for it to happen at all,
Absolutely. And the other aspect of all of that, lads, is what all that generates. From the minute that a young person decides to become a hunter or follow in his father's footsteps or his uncle's or his siblings' footsteps or whatever, and he purchases a gun, that's the least amount that he's going to be spending. He's going to be kicking himself out. It's stores, there's retail shops that benefit from hunting. The sports shops benefit from hunting. The farmers benefit from hunters. There's co-ops benefit from hunting. Like
tourism is another one that sees a bit of a rise, I think, from people coming over to hunt and stuff.
The amount of revenue generated by the hunting community has seldom, if ever, been recognised or even put into hardcore figures, like, you know what I mean? And it's a phenomenal industry on its own, and it creates an awful lot of employment, creates an awful lot of community spirit as well, and gives an outlet to young people that today we're all too familiar with the keyboard warriors. We're all too familiar with young children and adolescents in looking at a constant feed of the blue screen. And here is an activity that brings you out into the open air, into the countryside. And as you guys say, like, the amount of involvement you have before you get a pheasant or a duck or a deer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's phenomenal, like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's a real education in itself, like, you know. So
is there any plans afoot, John, to try and correlate that information, to try and get the data as to actually what we do contribute? I know the license fees, we can get our handle in terms of what that generates, but what would you say the offspring spin of the hunting community? Like, even last night, we had a meeting last night, and obviously a few sandwiches and tea and biscuits and all that kind of stuff, and then a couple of us stopped off in the local, and I'm lucky enough, my young fella's only after purchasing his first gun, so proud moment, and first meeting and all that kind of stuff, and and we stopped in to the local then, and we kind of had 2 or 3 pints and as did a few of them, and chat about what went on at the meeting and what we're going to do next year and all that kind of stuff. So I know it's very hard to get a handle on that aspect of it, but in terms of as you rightly said, the clothing, the firearms, the ammunition, the feed, the feeders, all that kind of, like, we've a bustling little industry here going that's probably not, what would you say? It's not appreciated anyway. Definitely not appreciated in some of the government avenues. But is there plans to try and get a handle on what actually we do contribute?
It was done quite some time ago, a long time back. I recall it being done through the NARGC and Base Ireland. Now, Base Ireland, I happen to be secretary of that organisation as well, and that's the umbrella body for all of the hunting and shooting organisations, the Fox Sounds and Lynn Towns, the Deer Societies, the Walking Terrier Federation, and Hawking Clubs, NARGC. We're all, there's 12 or 14 federations and associations involved there. And we're in the process of carrying out a review on that, and hopefully within about 6 months of that, we hope to be able to produce figures around that.
Brilliant stuff. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Yeah, I think it's, suppose, one thing I want to get your take on it, and I think we live in a society now where there is a lot of talk, even of late, about people that are, suppose, anti-hunting and stuff. But I think it is also, we need to remember that in Ireland we are lucky that I would say the vast majority of people in Ireland are, I'm not going to say pro-hunting, but they don't have an issue with gun clubs, or they don't have an issue with hunters. I think it's a smaller group of people that are jumping up and down and making all the noise, and we sometimes fall into a sort of a trap where we think that this is the general consensus across the country, when it isn't. I think it's fair to say it certainly isn't.
Absolutely not.
And I suppose for any young person out there wanting to open up, start up a gun club, I think the message I would give them is, like, you will be welcome with open. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing here. I think you'll be well. And would you second that with the National Association Regional Game Council?
Absolutely. Look at. There's always going to be a section of society that's going to be anti, no matter what you do.
Mm-hmm.
If you're to give everybody out a share of the lottery tomorrow night, there'll be somebody who'll find something wrong with that.
Yeah.
So there'll be no mistake that there'll always be an anti-view out there. And with the people that are anti-hunting, that are genuinely against hunting for genuine reasons, like, I have the utmost respect for their opinion, because they maybe mightn't like killing animals, they maybe don't eat meat, they don't consume meat. The hypocritical ones are the ones that I hear talking about horse shooting animals, and at the same time to go home and have a steak or a fry up the next morning themselves.
Yeah.
And think that that's after dropping out of the sky, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The genuine person that I have the utmost respect for them, and in return, the only thing that I ask for is respect for what I do. If I never respect their opinion, I think at the very least they should be able to respect mine. And we're not doing anything that's illegal. We're not doing anything that's wrong. What we're doing, we have proven to be of a benefit. And anywhere that I know there's a good active gun club, there's a good active amount of wildlife in that area.
Yeah.
Because the benefits for wildlife, where a gun club is active and doing all of the right things, you will see a good, healthy population of wildlife in that area.
Funny enough, you say that, John. Like, we've had a couple of people, as we said there, even when we started this podcast, I suppose, and it probably highlights the we would have never thought we would got the kind of either the listenership or the followers that we've got, and it surprised us. Mm-hmm. So that shows there's a sentiment out there for our way of life. And on top of that, then, since we've started, we've had pockets of young people contacting us and saying, either their father was shooting and they had a gun themselves, or people who had gone away from shooting for a little bit, got back into it, and now they're starting to formulate little pockets, 4 or 5 guys getting together, couple down the west of Ireland, couple in the Midlands and stuff like that, trying to get together now, and they're doing a little bit of vermin control last year, getting on top of the vermin control, because it said they don't see any. They used to remember walking down the road and you'd literally be pushing pheasants out of your way, and they haven't seen pheasants. And now a couple of the guys there bought 20 birds there themselves this year and released them. They did the vermin control last year, and now they're starting to see the benefit. You know what I mean? So, like what you said there, the countryside becomes semi-barren if there's people not looking after it, and the people who are screaming for us to stop doing what we're doing, they're not going to be the right people to look after, because they don't understand what we do. They
How it
don't
works,
know
yeah.
what we do, and that's not a disrespect to them.
Mm-hmm.
But we're out there. We see it firsthand. The snipe or the woodcock, or if something's deteriorating, or
And I think as well, what you're saying is we don't live in a world anymore where I think they should just let wildlife be wildlife, just let it look after itself. Well, the minute we put 6 million people on this island,
we change that.
change that, and that's just the way that it goes. We build all these factories and we do this huge amounts of farming. That changes,
The other thing that changed, Anthony, and I've seen it, and unfortunately or fortunately, whichever the case may be, I'm old enough to have seen it, and I have seen the trends coming and going. People getting into shooting, people getting out of shooting, people getting into different aspects of sport and getting out of it. But in relation to the land has changed dramatically, and not all for the better. When we joined the EU, for example, and a lot of European money started flowing into the country, and that was welcome because Ireland, at that time in the 80s, unemployment was rife and poverty was rife, and that, you know what I mean, and it was a welcome, but it brought challenges as well, land development, loss of habitat, and it's only now that we're realising that maybe we might have went a little bit too far in that, and it's what we had back in the 50s and the 60s was small farms, small fields, a lot of ditches, a lot of cover for all the different species that were held to manage themselves. Basically, the gun clubs are only supplementing what was already there, and in many cases now, what the gun clubs are doing is replacing what was there.
Yeah.
Not supplementing it, you know what I mean? And that's because we have to manage what we created, and we created a situation where the only thing that's going to thrive in an area that's unmanaged is going to be vermin. Check about this notion that you can throw a place in Ireland there out and let it be wild and everything will be grand in a couple of years' time. It'll be a haven for vermin and nothing else, you know what I mean? And
we've actually a friend of the podcast had a very good conversation with him during the week, and he is a very good friend who's a scientist, is doing some studies, and he's adamant that his scientific studies now showing that, and look, it's something we've always known, but there's scientific studies afoot that you take the corncrake without the human intervention of the likes of the gun clubs and vermin control, etc. No amount of replanting, rewetting, all that's all very well, but the corncrake or the work that's been done down in Ballydangan, that without the guys and women that are doing that work, they won't survive. We've gone past the tipping point.
Yeah, exactly.
So we need to be the intervention, the carers of it.
I was fortunate enough in the early stages of the Curlew project to sit on the committee, and we had stakeholder engagement from across all platforms, both hunting and NGOs, non-hunting NGOs, and all vested interests involved in that. And when it came to the committee on the vermin control, there was mixed views about how to actually do it, and there were some people felt that in the area where the curlew was nesting, that you try and control vermin as best as you can, and maybe trap boxes and that, and relocate them out of the area or whatever to another area. But there was a lot of different views and opinions. My view at the time, because the curlew was in such dire straits, was you'd have to simply apply a zero tolerance any predation in and around the curlew's nest. And then I was more or less of lone voice at the time in saying that. But since that, I am delighted to have seen a person that was a PhD student at that time, and he's gone on to be a doctor now in biology and that, and an expert in this field, coming out and publicly stating that predation is the biggest threat the vulnerable species in this country.
Yeah.
So we have to realize that, and irrespective of which side of the divide we come from, we have to agree upon one thing: that vegetation has to be controlled in order to ensure the survival of the vulnerable species like the corncrake, like the curlew, like the grey partridge. You know what I mean? And there should be no ifs, ands, or buts about that. When you just get on with it and promote it, and not alone promote it, but finance it. We have a minister there at the moment, and we're after pleading with him on a number of occasions to provide funding for the eradication of the mink. The NARGC, to their credit, have been trying to keep it. A couple of years ago, we were part funded from the NPWS, and for whatever reasons, they stopped allocating the money in the budget each year to it, and it became an immense problem again. And they're an invasive species. They're causing untold damage to both marine life, fish life, and to wildlife. Not one single penny can we get him to commit. He's on every other day about the amount of money he has secured from government for nature restoration and for protection of wildlife and all that. And at the very heart of it is control of predators, especially invasive species like the grey squirrel and the mink and that.
I've seen him down. Like we've all seen the article. So he's happy enough to cut the tape down in Ballydangan, as we've all seen. And what is the issue there, John? Like, what like is obviously he's not a fan of hunting. No. So that's the But that's going to be where do we meet here? What is the solution to this? Do we bide our time till somebody else?
It's a pity, Brendan, because I've spoken with the man and I find him a complete gentleman to speak with, and I find him very easy to talk to and get on with it, and he likewise gets on okay with me. But unfortunately, when it comes to how we manage wildlife, our views are pulled apart. Like, and that's his personal view, and it's not a secret. It's a very public view that he holds. Like, you know what I mean? And I did say to him at one of our meetings that I feel that he would be an excellent person in the Build Heritage Department. Like, you know what I mean? Because he's passionate about that aspect of our heritage and culture as well. Like, but when it comes to the management of wildlife, there's a cut-off point with him when it comes to eradicating any species, like whether it's invasive or not. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And that's very one-dimensional thinking, John. And it's
worrying.
Yeah.
It's worrying, to be quite honest with you.
And I think just I suppose to delve into that just a little bit more. But like if he as a representative of the people, he has to be semi-impartial anyway. I know everyone is entitled to review, but he's representing the Irish people. He's not representing Malcolm Noonan. He's he's representing us as people, both hunters and non-hunters alike. So he has to do what's best for both as best he can, you know.
Yeah, and I see in the last few days there that added a new name to his title, that his Minister for State now for Nature, Heritage, and the electoral reform, like, you know what I mean? So nature has gone into his title now, and I like that carries a fair burden of weight on his shoulders as well, because now he's responsible for all of nature, in the whole country, like, you know what I mean? And there's various different ways of things that you have to do to ensure nature survives, and that there's a balance created within nature. And some of them just doesn't fit with his own personal views.
And that's where the issue is.
I seen just I remember this time last year, I think in around Leakslip there, you know, which is not too far away from us here. they've done a huge amount. Some of the gun clubs and stuff like that have done a huge amount of work in terms of trapping mink and stuff like that up along the Liffey there, and like that, they've reduced the mink, in numbers down to like they're trapping in single figures now, because obviously the salmon are coming up there, and you've as you say, marine life, etc., which was doing like it was essentially like shooting fish in a barrel. He or she was waiting for them as they come up the river, and
mowing them.
So the question would be, does he want our intervention? Does he want the gun clubs and game conservation clubs around the country to help in this, or does he want to just let them go wild? That's
it has to be like the gun club up in Lucan in Dublin started the same type of a project a couple of years ago, and as a result of the work that they have done with the mink eradication scheme, they have the support of the county council up there. They're after getting European recognition for the work that they're doing.
Savage, yeah,
brilliant.
The water hens, the pools, the water air, they're back on the Liffey up there again. There's ducks back on the Liffey again. There's wildlife back there that hasn't been seen there in years.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
The template is there, lads. You know what I mean? The proven successful template is there. But the
Absolutely.
encouragement from government is not there.
yeah.
No, I agree.
I know that Jackie Hall, I met Jackie in Bedall recently. He has put in an application and he has canvassed heavily for to try and get the bounty reinstated. But we're still not getting any change from the minister on it, like, you know what I mean? And it's
John,
not just about mink, like it's about everything to do with what we're doing, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's extremely successful projects going on around the country. The Native Grey Patches project, NPWS are running it down in Borla, and we have last couple of years we have joined up along with them, and we're taking birds from Borla and we're redistributing them to different clubs in different parts of the country. We've gone from one or two projects to somewhere around 22 projects around the country at the moment.
and just on that, John, sorry, just in terms of, like, say for instance, say my own club, if I was interested in getting some of these projects, is there what kind of help and assistance does the NARGC give in these for people starting from scratch?
We have a brilliant subcommittee there at the moment, chaired by Padraig Green and Larry Bulger are involved. Padraig is from Wexford, Larry is down in Carlow, and them guys have a committee there set up around the Native Grey Patches project, and they're promoting and establishing the clubs. The NARGC itself is allocating upwards of 20,000 a year in grant aid in those clubs for equipment.
Brilliant.
To get equipment up, to get things up and running that.
Mhm.
Again, we're doing it, but even to get matching funding, wouldn't it be so great how much more we could do with that?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
For a bird that's not shot, we're not doing it to shoot the bird, because the bird is not on the open season order.
Yeah.
We're doing it to try and get one of our iconic native birds, game birds, back out onto the land again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And, it's just to be able to get that type of help and recognition that seems to be derived from the current government. Like, it's a pity, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is. And it's gas, like, you don't have to go too far. And this is the problem, I think, with a lot of people in some of these, the higher echelons of the government and stuff. They're not out there every day. It's like, we see it. We know how we have a good grasp on how things work. They don't. Do you know what I mean? But like I was only saying to Anthony here earlier on, I think it was on the phone to actually Anthony earlier on in my own office here. And I was looking out the back door at the back of my own house, and a small field here, and I nearly died of shock. There was two cock pheasants running around, chasing each other. Now I couldn't believe haven't seen, there is no gun club here as of yet, and I haven't seen pheasants in probably 20 years around here. And before that, there was not a gun club, but there was a guy that used to run a shoot up the road, and then you would see, of course, some of the tail ends from that making its way. And I was just thinking about it, just dawned on me there a while ago. I said, it's so unusual to see them. Like, that's mad. I wonder, what's the reason? What has changed? And it just dawned on me. Well, behind where those pheasants were today is a friend of ours, and we've spoke about on the podcast. You may have heard us mention him, Yanis. And Yanis spends probably 3 nights a week out lamping foxes. He has dramatically reduced the amount of foxes around here, like exponentially over the past year. And it just dawned on me, well, that's why, they're safe there now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And that work is going on, lads, in every one of the clubs in Ireland, and even outside the NRGC. There's a lot of guys, and I always like to acknowledge that as well. Like, it's not the NRGC are not doing everything. There's other organisations and there's other individuals that are not involved up there doing an awful lot of good work in conservation and in environment control and that. And very little recognition for us, and never ever get the credit that's due. And despite all of that, there has never been such a healthy population of foxes in the country.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, what we're doing is not eradicating, only controlling.
Yes, absolutely. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. It's like the deer. We'd both hunt a lot of deer. Well, not a lot of deer, but we both hunt deer. And it's like that as well. We're hunting, but all we're doing is just controlling. That's all we're doing. We're not. There's no fear of it wiping it out. It's just kind of creating a bit of a healthier.
Some might say we were controlling badly, Brendan.
Yeah,
we do a lot of walking,
an awful lot of walking. Yeah.
Look, I do it myself, and it's very enjoyable to get out. But unfortunately, I think there's a lot of talk, and that's for another night's work as well, and for other organisations to talk about here, but. The one thing that I would say is probably the unfortunate 2 to 3 year of COVID played a major part in the explosion of deer numbers, and it might be a couple of years before we see them reduce back down to manageable numbers again. But
yes,
you funny people take the fact that there was a couple of years there that. We weren't allowed to shoot. We weren't allowed to go outside of 2 kilometers or 5 kilometers, and that was one of the consequences of that. There was an explosion in the deer population, and I think it'll take a couple of years for that to level back out again. So
no doubt it will. No doubt it will. I think I think we're well equipped as in the community to deal with these, no more than the conservation aspect. If we're given a small little bit of credit and a little bit of help to do our job, we can assist in this. We can do it. We can. There's plenty of people in the community and plenty of people willing, as you rightly pointed out there, John. All we need is a small little bit of recognition to go about and do our job. That we're not being, what would you say? We're not being ostracized or being slated for doing it. And just give us a little bit of a dig out financially to put the foundations in place that we can go forth and protect our way of life. Isn't that it?
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, the key thing to it, lads, is to remember, and social media is another thing that plays a very active part now in today's world, and I do see an awful lot of good on some of it, but obviously there's a lot of bad as well, and bad press, bad publicity and that. But I always say to people, irrespective of our views, respect one another. And as a hunting organisation, irrespective of what organisation or federation we're in, at the end of the day, we're all hunters, and we should all respect one another and try and support one another to the very best way we can.
Absolutely.
And even if you're not within an organisation or a federation, if you're a person that likes to go it alone, still, I have equal respect for those people, and I have no doubt that they play an equal part in managing the countryside like what we do. And we should all support one another and be there for one another. At the end of the day, we all have a common goal, and that's to see nature on the land, be able to enjoy it, and be able to get out there and walk with our family or friends or whatever, enjoy a day out, you know what I mean?
Exactly, 100%, 100%. Well said. John, I'm not going to hold you up anymore. I think one thing we've gotten from this is for any persons out there that is wanting to start their own gun club, they would certainly be welcome with open arms. It's not always straightforward, plain sailing, of course, but anything that's
worthwhile doing.
Has a bit of can test you, but I think it's well within the realms of possibilities for pretty much anyone that's out there. I think
We'll offer all the help and assistance and support that we can, lads. Like, anyone out there that's looking to start a club or that, like, you know what I mean, and steer them in the right direction, and we'll make sure that they get the proper guidance and the proper support that's needed as well.
Brilliant stuff, John. John, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for coming on the Irish Hunting Podcast. And happy hunting. The very best on the first.
Very best on the first, yeah. And I'd just like to say it to yourself and Dan and all the lads, keep doing what you're doing, because it's just great to see a bit of life and things going in the right direction. I know you're all working hard, and just we're rooting for you. And the best of luck with it.
Keep at it.
Thanks a million, lads. Thanks very much.
Thanks, John.
John, have a good evening. Take it easy. Bye now. And we're back. That was the one and only John Butler.
John Butler.
What a legend. Gentleman.
We can't go any higher than this job now, Bernie.
Honest to God, man. He was the top man, the head. What does Shane call him?
The head honcho.
The head honcho, man. The head honcho. No, nice fella. Very down to earth. Great to see. No more than like Dan Curley when we had him on. Great to see that he's just, you know what I mean? He's the same ideas as all of us. We all have the same idea. Yeah. We all have the same what we want out of this way of life, and our beliefs and what we enjoy, and it's great to see it.
He just has a bigger threshold for pain, man, than we have.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
God help, I would not do his job.
No, man, it wouldn't be easy now. It would definitely wouldn't be easy. But like as I say, he is the chairman of the NARGC C, and he has the same thoughts, same everything as the likes of myself and yourself. Like, when it comes to hunting and what needs to happen and the whole lot, so it's brilliant. So, hopefully,
a lot done, a lot more to do.
Yeah.
Keep at it, lads, and we'll make ground.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's great. And hopefully, as I say, the people that were asking us about starting up the gun club, hopefully that'll be a bit clearer, a bit of an easier path for you now, and you'll understand what's involved and how to get it done. And I think above all else, you'll realise that you'll be met with open arms.
Absolutely. And look, you're starting that process as well, Bernie. So it'll be we'll follow you with great intent, and that'll give people again a little insight into any kind of roadblocks that you meet, or any little issues, and also then any incentives and stuff that are available for gun clubs to avail of.
Yeah, absolutely. I think and Dan did touch on it there, I think do your homework, come up with a plan, don't just wing it.
Yeah.
Come up with a plan, meet a few lads, get together, come up with a plan of what you want. Then when you do go to a farmer, have your research done. What's the benefits to them? Financial, for crop protection, we said vermin control, have it all there written out so that you're not stumped when you're asked, So, get out there and do it.
Get hunting.
It's as simple as that. Right, come here, will we do this, will we?
It's time.
Let's do it. And now it's time for a little thing we like to call Let's Talk Gear. Now, lad, what have you got for us this week?
Well, this week is another bipod.
Yep.
So it's just an alternative. And this is, as you know, the setup I was dreaming of. Yeah, so this is to complete my setup. So it's the Spartan product. Look, it's a Javelin Pro Hunt, tactical bipod. So, it's a tack bipod. These are ultra lightweight. I think somewhere in around 5 ounces or something.
Really? Let me have a gander.
Yeah, you can't even feel it.
Oh, the Lord, yeah, that is the job. Yeah. That is the job, man.
So, quick detach, magnetic head, fits my system, as anyone who knows. I have the Davros head on my Primus sticks, so she's fits right into my existing setup. So I've kind of, with thanks to the guys down in Highland Outdoors who sent that up to me. Thanks to Dom and the guys.
Yeah,
legend is right.
No, he didn't fucking send me one, but anyway, we'll get back to that.
Look, you'd only break it. How many fucking bipods do you want?
I'm only joking. I just picture him listening to this now and going, but
yeah. No, I'll say look, it's the 6 to 9 version. This will complete my kind of set up. So obviously my tripod goes down, fairly close to the ground, and this is to bridge that gap.
Radio, yeah.
So some of the features, which I will hopefully try to demonstrate.
Yes.
So if it's Spartan forward, so you see the Spartan sign there.
Okay, yeah.
Pretty heavy magnet on that. As
there is. That's brilliant, isn't it? Oh my God.
So Spartan forward, she's non-tactical, so field version, so she swivels.
Yes.
So if you just take that out like that and you go Spartan back, she becomes
locked.
Tactical, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I like it. Yes.
So that's one of the features. Little spring-loaded clip for carrying purposes. You probably just demonstrate yourself.
Yes.
She folds nice and
I like that. I do. I did know. I did say that about the tier 1. That was the one that. Yeah, I like that. That's very, very nice, man.
It's about what? Probably about 45 mil, probably at the widest part. But
the very widest part.
Very widest part.
Probably 30 millish there at the
at the base.
The base, yeah.
Extendable legs. I think there's 6 or 7 jaws there or a little bit more. It is extremely lightweight. I think my whole rig, I put it on the weighing scales. Now, it was put up a post last week, just under 4.5 kilos.
Okay.
Including the bipod, a 5 round in the magazine, and me Spartans with the bipod and all. So extremely lightweight. She doesn't add. There's a little cant feature there on the side of it. You see there, so that's the cant feature there. So she's lockable there for more maneuverability.
Yep.
Very, very easy to work. So single finger operation.
Move whatever you want.
When the legs pop out, they lock out. So as some of the earlier versions of similar type of bipods didn't have that, and legs used to kind of fold and were unstable. So she locks out, and then she quickly goes back in. So one hand operation can be,
which is what you want. 100%. Exactly. You need that, definitely.
You whip these out of your side. I carry these actually in the side pocket of my trousers.
Yep.
You whip them out. They're in seconds. As I said, it's all single hand functionality. Whether you want to extend one leg, there's a little rubber. Again, that'd be more for the tactical end, feet. Yeah, and she's carbon, obviously, very durable, as all Spartan products are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, she's the top end of the tree.
Yeah, 100%.
And
you get what you pay for, like. Do you know what I mean? It's not true we're saying, like.
That's
you know what
the
I mean?
thing, like, and I'm extremely lucky that I was a little bit off being able to get one of these, but I would have been holding out for this setup. Would have been, as some of the lads I know have been running the same rig, and obviously the Davers Head was my start to completing the set. And thanks to the guys now, we in Highland Outdoors we have the setup complete.
Yeah, that is some job, man. In fairness, that is deadly. I just on that, there's an interesting. I'm not sure if it was on these ones or maybe it was on an earlier generation, but some people are mixed. Okay, so I'll give you just an example that you can hear this. So when you click. You can't actually really hear it on that one, really. No. First, can you? You can't. Some people are saying, that the click, the spring loaded, when it pulls out, that's not going to be an issue. I don't ever see that being an issue.
No, so when you're setting up, what I found with these ones, when you set up, right, so you're obviously setting up at the 6-inch setup, right? So either, say if one leg is touching the ground on the other side, you're actually operating at single leg at a time because you're meeting the rough terrain. So when you're pulling that out, there's no sound.
No.
It's only when you're clicking between. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
It's more so on the tactical setup, you'll hear that kind of the clicking, where you're maybe you're going up a click or down a click.
Yes.
But when you're going to meet the rough terrain, it's not an issue.
It's not an issue, no, honest to God, yeah.
So look at man, they're a serious piece of kit. Like
they really are. I remember listening to another podcast, going back quite ago, and they had a guy from Spartan on. He was talking about them, and then I was kind of intrigued to have a look at them, and I had a look at them and stuff. And that was that's a long time ago as far as it went. And then when I seen them, I just think they're absolutely the build quality in them is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So smooth, strong, lightweight, easy to use. Dropping on the floor. They're
obviously durable now. That's what I mean. That's why you weren't set to set. That's why you weren't sent. So, you know,
It's like,
two crowbars welded to the back of a hitch or something is what you want.
oh my god, that's horrendous. No, I like that. That is deadly, man.
And look at it in true Spartan fashion, like they give you the little kind of adapters so there's all these different screws in the set there to suit all the different types of guns. The little plastic adapters to suit the profile of the underside of the stock. Okay. So yeah, like they give you
everything you need.
Yeah, everything you need.
Yeah, which is nice. Do you ever notice where sometimes you buy a product and then you realise, oh yeah, but that won't work with this, and I need to get this and that. I hate that. That is annoying.
Yeah, so it's pretty much I think they fit most reputable brands.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's now a little bit like they take just a little bit of getting used to, because there's a lot of features to this for such a small, like you're saying, a bipod is a bipod, but like you obviously have the locking feature.
Yeah.
You have the cant feature on the top.
Yes.
For instance, when I first put this in, the cant wasn't locked, and I had a Spartan forward. I'm sure Jesus, it was like, I'm sure, what the hell? But like literally, once you get you just play around with it before you head out. Not like Dumbo here.
No.
I'll test this in the field, no problem. And you're, oh Jesus, the gun is all kind of wobbling, but
yes.
So yeah. But once you get used to it, it is just. Phenomenal. And when I say used to it, it's a 5-minute process to get used to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like that's how quick.
Yeah. Job done.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, deadly. Yeah, 100%.
That's what you want, So,
and I think that, like, for any hunting rig, it has to be detachable. Like I always spoke to this before. Like it has to be. It just has to be. And there's no easy. I know. Obviously, I'm using the Tier 1. I love the Tier 1. It is also still a one-handed thing. It's a lovely piece of kit too, and that's similar here. It's just easy as to put it on.
Like that. Like, and as I say, if you're on a nice even terrain, that's as quickly as it is. You're out and in a second.
Yeah, and. Am I right in saying you can change the legs now? Can you get longer ones?
Yes, you can. Yeah. I think there's 3 different size ranges in that, and as far as I know, the legs are interchangeable. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. So, handy piece of kit. So that's another thing. Like, when you have to consider when you're thinking about the cost and some of these bipods. It's like one. It does everything you need. You'll never need another bipod.
Just you were saying just about the clicking thing. So I think what people were finding maybe on the older model, was that kind of there. But if you press right down, she'll slide up and down.
Slide up where you want it.
Yeah. So they have it nailed. Look, like everything, they perfect it as they go along. But like, they're a really sturdy piece of kit. It is the best bipod I've ever owned. Yeah. And probably will be. Now, obviously, look at they're the top end of the market. They're a wee bit expensive.
Okay. What is the cost of that one?
Now, I think, man, in some I've seen some places where they're in around the 200 lids.
Okay.
But I think they're in around the 250, I think, retail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not really too bad, though. No. Realistically, for what you're getting, I don't think that's... I wouldn't class that as overly expensive now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, look, I think they're advertised there on some of it for 330.
Yeah.
I'm almost sure I've seen one in around the 250 mark.
Okay.
On one of the spots. So just shop around, obviously.
Yeah.
They're in all good Highland Outdoors stockists. So check them out.
Yep.
Serious. Look at there. 300 quid is a lot of money. It's a fucking lot of money.
Yeah.
But
if you have one that works at charm, ticks all the boxes, you'll never need to buy another one.
Yeah.
You could spend 70-80 quid on one of these. These other ones that balls to the bottom of the gun, they're like spring load, like they're the actual external spring. Yeah. I have one there on top of my York, man. I actually meant to give it to you for 2 too. I wouldn't use it. I know, yeah. There's no real addition.
No, I had one. One I had in the previous gun I had one of them. I think I spent 70 or 80 quid on it was supposed to be going. The actual swivel function actually broke off, and I bought another one. And I ended up actually putting it on the gun and then taking it off because it was like your story. He was digging into my shoulder. Yeah. It was always just a nuisance of a yoke. Even when you wanted to put it up on the quad sticks at the time. Yeah. It was just always in the way. Always fucking catching the quad. And I was as fumbly. Anyway, big
Yeah.
fucking
Big agricultural head.
big agricultural head. And so you can imagine this big old agricultural bipod stuck on the top of a big agricultural gun at the time.
Yes.
So like that, and it was, you're catching it in front, and just wasn't working.
Yes, just wasn't for you.
No.
Okay.
So this is for any Anthony's out there. This is the one for you. All right.
And there's no
Simples.
shortage of them out there.
Simples.
Simples, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, come here. Marks out of 10, so.
Oh, geez, lads, I like 9.5, man.
Yeah.
The only mark I would knock off this is the price, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm putting myself in hunter mode, and you're like, it starts to tot up pretty. That's the only downside. They are on the higher end of the market.
Yeah.
However, like you're going to, if you go for a cheaper product, you're going to get heavier and you're going to get clumsier.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it depends.
Yeah.
If you want to be, I was going to start putting a few bob aside for one of these. I was holding out for this particular one.
Yeah.
Because as I said, I built my setup around it.
Yep.
So there's not one fucking thing
Yeah.
that I would knock on it.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it has
yeah.
everything from the tactical end right to the rough shooting.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it was €300, sounds like, but it's the one that will do you forever, and you can put it on multiple rifles. You can put the Davers in. You can view 10 rifles. You're not going to be using 2 at the one time. So it's not.
Just buy your little adapters and away you go. And like that, as I said, the durability. I only have it, obviously a couple of weeks, but I've had to, I've got to play around, and I had the privilege of using one of my buddies, because as I said, his was interchangeable into my gun at the time.
Okay.
Because I had the same head for the Davers head. So I've been able to play around with them for a little while. That was the one thing. Obviously, I'm like do you know the way when you're looking, like, I think it was men, for directions.
Okay. Yeah.
Or you won't look for directions. You'll say, no, I think it's around here,
Yeah.
So that's the way I kind of figure out stuff. So I end up, geez, I'll use my bipods now, And you realise the gun is like some sort of a fucking crazy mind of its own. So what sort of a fucking thing is it I have to buy, But it's short-lived.
Super stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Serious bit of gear.
Yeah, serious bit of kit, man.
9.5 out of 10 for the Spartan Javelin Pro. Javelin Pro Hunt.
Pro Hunt.
Yeah, so there you go. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Deadly piece of kit.
Deadly piece of kit, and best of luck with it.
Thank you very much.
Should be a super job. Come here, something a little bit different now. We talk about a little bit of food, do we?
We will.
We will. This is our first Hunter's Kitchen. I like it, man. I like it. Now, I suppose, given that the kind of the time of year that it is, and a lot of people listening to this will either have access to venison or will have maybe some of their own venison. We are going to talk about a nice hearty venison roast. I had one myself at the weekend. The bowl roast. It's hard to beat. I like roast. I know we spoke before. I know you do kind of a lot of curries and different things and stuff like that. I do like, obviously I like a curry and stuff. I love me roasts, man.
Yeah.
I love, if I was asking them what way to butcher it up, I'd be roasts, steaks, burgers.
I actually did, on the last one, did a good few roasts, so this will play right into it, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Excuse me. So this was sent in by
none other than our own.
Wow, the bowl George. Now I guarantee his missus cooked it, but anyway, he can attest to that if he wants to. Straightforward enough. A rear hind venison roasting giant.
What's he call it? He called it.
What does he call it?
Snapper's Sunday roast venison.
For some reason. I don't know if I can go through the whole method of it, but basically, what has he got here? 2 to 3 pound weight, and then that'll depend on, I suppose, how many people you're feeding. You might want to up that.
That'll be alright for me, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what the rest are going to eat. 4 shallots, 1/2 cups of red wine, a decent red wine.
216 or 270. It is a bit fancy, isn't it?
It is a bit fancy, and that doesn't mean anything. There's plenty of shite wines made in 2016 too, to be honest with you. So, thyme, rosemary, salt and pepper. No exact measurements there, but just a bit of this and a bit of that, I suppose.
Throw in a handful of each and see how we get on.
Exactly, yeah, and work back from it.
The carrots and the snips.
Carrots and the parsnips. Good old spuds. Red roosters, he's saying here. Ooh, that could be a hot topic. Could be a hot topic.
Well, is it that? Jesus, man, you never. First rule of Fight Club, man. Never specify a spud in Ireland.
no, that's like the Lions and Barry's debate. Do you know what I mean? Are you a Lions or a Barry's man?
I drink either now, but I like.
He's on the fence.
And I like both of them. But what I don't like, man, do you know the old kind of own brand
McGrath's and all this sort of stuff? Yeah, I won't be a big fan of them.
I had a cup in Arvel's mum. If she's listening, you have to change the old tea bags.
Right, okay.
But Arvel's mum is a coffee drinker.
Yes.
And you'd know, man, because the old tea was shite.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think water
the company was good, but the tea was
shite.
shite.
Yeah, water plays a big part of it too, though. I like Barry's now. It'll be always Barry's.
Yeah, say if the two are on the shelf, I'd probably lean towards the Barry's.
Yeah.
But either are a good brand. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I wouldn't throw my nose at either.
Well, if I went in now and I which I did last week, I went into services in down around Bird Hill or somewhere, and I was looking for tea bags and seen the Lions tea bag, and I put it into the cup and I poured in my water and the whole lot, and then I was walking around to get a lid. Then I caught there was Barry's there. I fucked it out and went again.
And you paid for the 2 cups.
I know, yeah, you did.
You heard it here live.
Oh,
back to the roast. Back to the
roast. Local honey. Yeah. Well, they say you should always have honey that's local to you.
Yeah.
It has the best health benefits. Irish Atlantic sea salt. I like it.
Okay.
So yes, look at there's a lot.
You chop up the shallots. Yeah. Make a few slices on both sides of the thing. Drizzle a bit of oil. The herbs. Now, it still doesn't specify. This is the quantity. Horse on the herbs, salt and pepper. George, man. Do you know what I mean? I don't think this is on any fucking cookbook, man.
No. Horse. No, I have to say, I'm the same. I never measure fucking animal. No, I just know.
Absolutely, he's preaching to the right lads here. But
yeah, definitely.
I'm sure there's we're with you, man. Horse them on.
Horse them on to it. Yeah, 100%. I'm interested. I'm going to take a gambit to even read through it all. The honey, is that for the veg?
That is cooking. He is fairly well. He's going back to the bog here. He's cooking the bog. Cooking the veg is fairly bog standard. But if you're looking to gain brownie pints with the wife or the husband, here's my way of making mash and veg. But Jesus, I tell you now, this is like it's like 50 Shades of Roosters.
Slowly peel off.
Oh, geez. After peeling the spuds and removing any black eyes, cut them all up into the same size and boil them till they're nice and soft, but not to the point where it's turning into soup and drain. Mash it up till fluffy. Add a big knob of butter and mash it in. A bit of milk.
Milk?
Yeah, a bit of milk.
No.
I do a small bit of milk now, yeah.
No, don't put milk, no.
Yeah. Much where it ends up slightly. Mash it a third time and now add your salt and pepper, mashing it up once more. A lot of fucking mashing, Georgie.
A lot of mashing that. Jeez, you have arms like Dan Donnelly.
Yeah. To do your parsnip and snips, peel them and cut them into equal lengths. Boil to the point where they become semi-soft. Jesus.
Semi-soft.
There's semis, there's...
Oh, this took a wild turn.
It took a wild turn.
Yeah.
Boil to the point where they become semi-soft and don't overcook them. Place them onto a tray that has a light coating of olive oil and lightly drizzle them in honey and a sprinkle of Irish Atlantic sea salt. So you're right. The honey. Now I like a bit of honey on the yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But there's one thing now I would disagree with there, but we'll let him continue.
Okay. 10-15 minutes and there we go. The best Sunday roast dinner ever. So yeah, and look, we'll throw that up on the. So I want to just the chop the shallots in half and place in the slow cooker. This is going back to the roasting joint.
Okay.
Make small slices and add a drizzle of olive oil, right? Okay, and the horse on the herbs. But he's saying here, right, the wine, 2016, 2017. Okay. He's very specific about that.
Very specific.
Set your slow cooker and low and leave it for 8 hours.
Yeah, that's how I don't mind at the weekend.
Is it? 4 hours, rotate the joint and ladle with wine and juices over. Now it does sound delicious.
Absolutely, yeah.
It did sound delicious.
Well, look, I think the only thing I would do kind of different in that, right? If you're doing it in slow cooker, and you can do it in slow cooker, but you can't put wine in it. But if I'm doing it in the oven, man, I will part boil my veg and then I will put my veg in with the meat. Okay. And you get the juice off the meat into it, and then you can still drizzle your honey and your salt in it. So you get your roast in this, and I always put down a layer of tin foil in the bottom, put the roast in it, wrap it all up, then traps all the moisture, lets it all out, part boil the veg, open it up, throw your veg around it, and for the last 20 minutes, half an hour, let it roast away. And
okay, so the veg soaks up all the juice, maybe.
Exactly, and you get a little crispiness, kind of still a little bit of a crispiness to it.
Well, I'm not a roast connoisseur, as you know, so I bow to yourself and the Snappers guidance on this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'll be trying that one now because I need a nice. I've done one or two small roasts, but like I said, I'm not a huge roast fan.
Are you not?
No.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you do Sunday? Like, what's a typical Sunday dinner? Not a Sunday roast,
like
no?
it could be no, never Sunday roast.
Never.
No, like we always a nice home cooked dinner. Always on Sunday, or predominantly on Sunday, unless we've had a busy day with matches and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love prepping a nice curry, or I might do a nice.
Of a Sunday.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. Don't know.
Paella, or
Is that allowed? Are you allowed to do it?
No, sacrilege. But yeah, that's a nice one. So the Snapper Sunday roast, we'll be
Snapper
putting that
Sunday
up.
roast. Yeah. I like that. That sounds good. I'm going to make a confession.
Go on.
Do you want to know something mad? You know all the fish we got in Galway?
Yeah.
I didn't use one bit of it yet.
You are joking.
Not one bit of it, man. That's a fact.
I put up the you've seen the one the herb crust.
I've never seen that before. That looked absolutely unbelievable, man. I was half thinking of doing like a Wellington with something or something.
Yeah.
But I don't think you really could, like, because you'd want like salmon and you'd want like a pink fish and a red and a white, wouldn't you? It wouldn't go well. I don't think it would.
I like that is, and that is this. When I say that took 15-20 minutes, man.
Man, it looked savage, yeah. Unbelievable.
So easy.
Yeah.
So easy. Yeah, and like I'm nearly getting to the end of mine. We've had fucking
Are you?
baked fish. We do a couple of the fish and chip Fridays, nice minty pea. Yeah.
Whoa, hold on. Another exclusive here. Do you only eat meat or fish on a Friday? You don't eat
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
I was thinking, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Just like fish and chips on a Friday.
Yeah,
it's nice,
okay. But it's not because it's the whole.
your fake away thing,
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice
Nice beer batter.
Yeah, savage,
Jesus,
man.
man.
Yeah.
You haven't done it yet?
No, I haven't. I kind of just timing. I just, you know what I mean? I just haven't. No. I've used loads of everything else.
Body your arse, man. That is truth.
No, I just didn't, man. It's there. I only seen some the other day, so I might actually do something now. Yeah, I might try and do something on. Well, maybe during the week.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Going forward, lads, we're going to have. Obviously, we're talking to our resident
best.
chef, Jack O'Keefe.
Best of the best, man.
Yeah, and well done. Jack is I'm moving down to Cork there at the minute.
Yeah.
So best of luck to him and his new wife.
Yeah.
And his new enterprise down in Cork.
Brilliant.
But yeah, he's going to rustle up a couple of dishes for us.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be dipping in and out, send us a few dishes, and giving us a bit of input.
Yeah.
We also have the guys in Smoke and Soul. They're going to send us in a couple. And the bowl Jake Scott, he's out in New Zealand, out sunning himself. And
Australia, is he or New Zealand? Australia,
is it?
Yeah, he's in Australia.
Just on the same.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God, the amount of complaints we're going to get now is unbelievable.
That was completely. Sure, look, man, I haven't been outside the country. I'm not really cultured. Does it matter? Are they not like Meath and Kildare? Or not the same spot?
Oh, Jesus!
No. I'm joking. I'm joking.
He's not really.
G'day, mate.
Do not say that. Oh, classic.
Yeah. So we've huge interest in this. So we're going to hopefully try to dip in to different chefs over the coming weeks and months, and garner some lovely recipes.
Savage.
So we've some coming in already. So thanks a million.
We are going to head up to Smoke and Soul at some stage. We have to go up for.
We're in February for the weekender, I think.
February weekender. Yeah, absolutely.
But I want to get up there, man. It's some of the stuff.
It kind of annoys me to a certain degree because I like you go on and I always flick through me social media in the morning. You know what I mean, when I'm having my breakfast, and like, you know what I mean, it's not healthy. Like at 6 o'clock in the morning to be craving, like, you know what I mean, briskets and like, see he done in Alabama, like a chicken there. It was unhuman looking, man. I love what they're doing.
Like I was chatting to Pat today actually, and he's mad to get us down, and we're mad to get down.
Yeah.
Because I think we're of similar ilk, as they say.
Yeah.
And look at the some of the stuff we're doing is it crosses the divide.
Yeah.
And I texted him today. I said, like, any chance of an old recipe? We're doing, the Hunter's Kitchen and stuff like that. He said, I'm all over like white on rice.
I love it, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's cool. It's just as if we were chatting among ourselves. So I think it'll be pretty cool. We'll have to. Do you know what we'll have to do now? We're going down there for a weekender. We'd get a little caravan done up. We wanted a little fathered head ones and tip down. No, I'm not sleeping beside you, man. No, cancel that. B&B.
No, fucking horsebox. We got no view.
Look, we've exciting times, man. We've loads of stuff coming up.
It's all kicking off. It is all fucking kicking off, man. Yeah, 100%. But I'm looking forward to that and seeing some recipes.
We've announced the winner of the thing that's going up on Facebook.
Yes.
Can you remember his name? No.
Callum Roach.
Callum Roach.
Was it? No.
Carol, I think is.
Carol, was it?
Yeah.
All right, okay. I was close enough now. In all fairness,
I hope that is the right name. Look, it'll be going up on Facebook before we. It's number 198, and you are right, Carl Roach.
Yeah. See, there you go.
Callum Roach.
Close enough. So yeah, happy days. That's a nice little win to get.
Yeah. So
very,
it's
very
all
nice.
happening. So that's
1st November's coming up. Quick and fast.
Isn't that mad, man? We haven't even really had a chance to talk about it, but can't wait. Are you excited?
I am excited, man. I am excited. I got my new shotgun. And you know something? I kind of think I've spoke a couple of times in the podcast where I kind of like feel kind of not as excited about the 1st of November as I have, but I'm kind of starting to feel very excited this year because I have my new gun, which is a lot more fitting and it's nicer and it's you would enjoy that type of hunting with that.
It's more gentlemanly looking.
It is. Well, it's not. Yeah, it's not like a
pity about the fucker that's carrying it.
My last
but the gun looks well anyway.
Well, like the last gun was kind of like savage gun, but it was kind of like I'm going to rob a bank and then I'm going to go pheasant shoot.
You look like you should be shooting with a balaclava. Yeah.
So no, I'm excited. First day I wanted out to the club. I'll probably be working. I'll probably actually take the morning off, and I might because the kids are off. So I says myself and the Bell Cooper might just head not too far around here, bring the dog for a walk, and just get out and enjoy it, man. Yeah, looking forward to that. What about yourself?
Same as that. Yeah, Dylan's coming out and his first.
Very cool.
Well, it is not his first November, but his first with his own gun.
Yes.
We went down and did a few crows just to get the site in there for a problem farmer and. Not for a problem farmer. Problem crows for a farmer. No farmers were hurt in Dylan's first shoot, I can assure. So, and he's a good little shot, the little fecker.
Is he?
Yeah.
I hope he's way better than you, man. I love that.
But sure, dude, I'd be praying for that fact.
You wouldn't.
I would.
Yeah,
that's the difference between me and you.
No, it's not, man.
It is, man. It is.
No.
I've reared him to be a better version of me.
No, man.
That's the whole fucking dude.
It wouldn't take much of a job to do that now, not fairness.
Yeah, exactly.
But, no, you still want to be that dad, like where you can take the piss, when he pulls first and he misses and you go, I'll show you.
Leave this one to me, son.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
there will be a bit of that, obviously. Yeah, there will be a bit of that. But and it'll be a hugely proud moment. We're having a bit of a do that night. We've some lovely trophies that have been donated in memory of past members. Pat Healy, a good man in the club, does it every year. Well, has done it last year and has done it this year. He's way ahead of me. I rang him and said, would he? And he said, I have them ordered. So I brought them to the meeting last night. Brilliant. So I cannot wait, man. I love it. I just every year I've always done it. I've always I've had fucking horrendous years. I've always taken it off. Yeah. I've turned off the phone and gone out hunting. Yeah. And I'm going to do the same this year. I bring the nippers with me in the first part of it. We come back, have the breakfast. They normally then they're wrecked, and then I go back out for the evening hunt and hopefully hook up with the brother and the father maybe. Nice. And then we'll all meet up and Brady's a bit of a tradition.
Nice. Yeah. So would it be right in saying most lads will take the day off then? Will they?
The brother will hopes to take the evening part off. Okay. So he'll finish up early. Yeah. Hopefully the dad he'll see sense and take the whole day off. Yes. But I'm not so sure,
Yeah. Old habits die.
Old habits are hard. But no, hopefully he does. I try to create a little bit of a tradition in doing it. So he might get out even for the evening shoot.
Nice. Lovely, man. That'll be a bit of crack. Well, look at. We're going to wrap it up. Anyone that's heading out, send us in your correspondence. Let us know how you're all getting on. Yeah. The absolute bare best of luck to everyone out there. Yeah. I hope you have a bit of crack. Be safe, I suppose, first and foremost.
Yeah. And look, we'll be doing a few videos and stuff like that before the first, so we'll be wishing you all well.
Exactly, 100%. Last thing I want to say is, sorry, do you want to jump in on something? No, just to say, if you like what we're doing, you like the podcast, there's a link. If you want to show us a bit of support there, you can throw a few bob there every month. If it suits you and you're able to, we would sure as hell appreciate it. It helps keeps this whole thing going because
we call it our coffee and a half.
Our coffee and a half, exactly, man.
Or
exactly.
if you're Brendan, it's 2 cups of tea for the price of fucking one. Do you know what I mean?
Barry's only. Barry's fucking only. But
So-
yeah, we'll put up a link to that. You can check us out on all our socials. We're on everything: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Yeah, exactly.
And give us a little bit of a like and a share. Keep the word spreading. We're garnering. We're gaining traction. We're putting hunting back on the map with your help. So keep giving us the reviews on. I noticed on Spotify they're going up.
Brilliant.
Everyone's going up. But we just need continued support. And thanks to everyone who has been a subscriber so far. We really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're kind of blown away with it, and we really, really, really appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Have a good one, and we will talk to you same time, same place next week.
Next week.
Help of God.
Over and out.
Take it easy.
Stay safe. Stay.
I just want to end this now.
Stay safe. Stay hunting. That was it's all gone. There,
And you go to bed. Fuck. Over and out, guys.
Take care.